Chapter 3099. Miao Xiao came because of this. The recipe for the sacred medicine had been lost. The clansmen didn't know about this. Otherwise, they would have objected to giving the sacred medicine to Shi Jing. But as the clan leader, how could he not know about such an important matter? So this is what the clan leader is worried about. Tang Guo smiled and said, "Don't worry, clan leader." Tang Guo waved at Miao Xiao. Miao Xiao found it strange and came closer. He heard her say, "I have already developed the secret recipe for the sacred medicine. Clan leader, you don't have to worry about this. But you have to keep this a secret. In the future, if anyone asks about the sacred medicine, just say that the recipe for the sacred medicine has been lost. We can't let outsiders know about our background." Miao Xiao's eyes widened. Did he hear wrongly? Xiaogua had already developed the secret recipe for the sacred medicine. When did this happen? Why didn't he know about it at all? Miao Xiao was so excited that he almost fell down. After taking a deep breath, he looked around and asked with a trembling voice, "Really? Really? When did this happen?" Miao Xiao almost jumped up in excitement after receiving Tang Guo's affirmation again. The recipe for the sacred medicine had been lost for many years. Since that generation, the sacred medicine of the Holy Gu tribe had been refined by the former saintess and became more and more precious. Other than the clan leader and the saintess, no one knew that the recipe for the sacred medicine had been lost. Otherwise, it would definitely bring danger to the Holy Gu tribe. Now that the recipe for the sacred medicine had been developed again, what did this mean? It meant that the Holy Gu tribe's luck was not going to end. He didn't have to worry about the saintess' safety anymore. As long as the saintess was around, the Holy Gu tribe would definitely exist. With the sacred medicine, the saintess' safety would be guaranteed. Just half a month ago, didn't I tell the clan leader that I wanted to come to the mountains to practice my Gu skills? It's true that I wanted to practice my Gu skills, but it's also because I developed the sacred medicine and wanted to try it out in the mountains. Miao Xiao remembered that half a month ago, Tang Guo came to the house in the mountains to stay. She had indeed asked people to bring up all the items that she needed. Among them were the Gu she raised, books, and some medicinal herbs. Now that he thought about it, he shouldn't have brought along herbs and books if he was just practicing the Gu arts. Tang Guo took out a porcelain bottle and handed it over to Miao Xiao. "Patriarch, this is the sacred medicine that I recently refined. You can keep it for now. In the future, if there are any clansmen who have contributed to our sacred Gu tribe and encountered any danger, they can also use the sacred medicine. During this period of time, I will perfect the secret recipe of the saint medicine and record it down for you to keep." Miao Xiao was a very intelligent person. She could rest assured that he would be in charge. Moreover, before she left this world in the future, she had to choose a qualified successor, and Miao Xiao had to take care of everything. These things should have been kept by the Holy Maiden, especially the secret recipe for refining the holy medicine. I've decided that in the future, the secret recipe of the sacred medicine will be kept by both the clan leader and the saintess. This way, it won't be lost easily. As for how to keep it safe, such a small problem would be left to Miao Xiao to solve. Wasn't the position of patriarch used to do such things? This was the so-called endless usage. Upon hearing that it was lost, Miao Xiao didn't reject it. The reason why the secret recipe of the sacred medicine was lost was because a certain generation saintess had suddenly died. She didn't have time to pass on some of the secrets that only the saintess knew to the next generation saintess. Miao Xiao was very excited that Tang Guo trusted him so much. Top point. Chapter 3100. In addition, I have also developed some pills to regulate the body. Tang Guo took out a porcelain bottle. This is for regulating the body. Long-term consumption can prolong one's life and is good for the body. This is for you, clan leader. She remembered that her life in each world could only be extended by 20 years at most. Therefore, she planned to prolong Miao Zhao's life for 200 years and let him become the Holy Gu tribe's mascot. She would slowly nurture the Saintess to become the next clan leader. The Holy Gu tribe would definitely prosper. Miao Zhao was a little touched and said, "Thank you for your concern, Saintess. Clan leader, please call me Xiao Gua. Calling me Saintess is too distant." Miao Zhao smiled happily and nodded. "Xiao Gua, with you, our Holy Gu tribe will definitely prosper like before. I didn't expect that after a few hundred years, there would still be a day when the sacred medicine could be developed." Thinking about Shi Jing, Miao Zhao was not so worried anymore. Originally, he thought that Tang Guo was young and easy to deceive. Now, it seemed that was not the case. The Saintess was still the Saintess. Even if she was young and naive, she still had her own considerations. She wanted him to keep the sacred medicine a secret, so she probably did not intend to tell Shi Jing. "Clan leader, you don't have to worry anymore, right?" Miao Zhao chuckled. "I don't have to worry about your comfort, but as for Shi Jing, forget it, you are already married. With our tribe watching over him, he won't dare to do anything to bully you. If that kid doesn't listen, I'll send someone to break his legs." Tang Gua nodded. "Recently, I have to practice my goose skills in the mountains, so I don't have much time to return to the village. Please help me take care of big brother Shi Jing. If he really doesn't listen and does something bad, you don't have to be polite." These words really made Miao Zhao surprised. Seeing that Tang Gua's eyes were clear and did not seem to be joking, he was a little confused. Was the Saintess really an innocent little girl who did not know much about the world system? Of course not, he's just a wily old fox. Miao Zhao happily went down the mountain and returned to the village, while Tang Gua continued to practice her goose skills. When she was free, she would look at the group. "Qi Xiao, why hasn't the newcomer appeared yet?" "Margaret, yeah, it's been 7 or 8 days. I'm getting impatient." "Emmanuel, it's been 3 days since I've been here. But it's been so long. This newbie is really patient." "Ziyun, I've been here for almost 10 days. This newcomer has really impressed me." "Mo Yuntian, sigh, I feel like beating someone up." Tang Gua had long discovered that the time in the group passed much slower than hers. For example, the immortal world and the magic world were slightly faster, while the interstellar world was currently the slowest. As for the flow of time, she was also unclear about it. Sometimes, she even felt that it was sometimes fast and sometimes slow. The only time they were in sync was when they were in the group chat. Basically, after one's consciousness sank into the group, it would pass according to the group member who had the slowest time. Campus bell, although almost half a month has passed here, it might only be a day or two for the newcomer, or even less than a day. Let's wait a little longer. Maybe he will come out in another 2 days. She was a little curious about the newcomer called Shangguan Yungu. Silver Hoop, I heard there is a newcomer. At this time, Silver Hoop also ran out. Top point. Chapter 3101. The group became lively. Tang Gua glanced at it and saw that most of the members were there. But after glancing around, she found a problem. Billy, who used to be more active, would come out every time he saw her. But recently, he seemed to have become less active. Out of concern for her friend, she asked the others. "Campus Belle, why haven't I seen Billy recently? Did something happen in the galaxy?" "Emmanuel." "Qi Xiao, ahem, Emmanuel, she's asking you a question. Why aren't you answering?" "Ziyun, that's right. Hurry up and tell the girl where Billy went." "Mo Yuntian, hurry up and say it. Don't stammer." There are some things that the girl will know sooner or later. It's best if you tell her. Emmanuel, who had wanted to be a coward, had no choice but to show up. Emmanuel, that guy Billy went on a honeymoon tour around the universe. Tang Guo was surprised. Is Billy married? Emmanuel, yes, he's married. You weren't around before. When she was around, Billy wasn't around. He was afraid that he would be beaten up if he told her. Who would have thought that Billy, that guy, was a quiet person who did great things? He had plucked that untouchable flower, and now he was happily on his honeymoon. Campus Belle, it's a good thing that he's married. Emmanuel, why are you hesitating? But Billy isn't a good friend. Why didn't he tell me that he's married? Emmanuel, if it weren't for the special circumstances, he would have told you immediately. But it's a special circumstance. He's not ready yet. He planned to tell you after his honeymoon. By then, the Campus Belle would have traveled to many different worlds. Maybe her memory of Tang Qingru would have been blurred. She wouldn't care that Billy was indirectly her father. But thinking of this, he was still a little happy. Billy, this fellow, was really capable of great things. While Emmanuel was hesitating, Tang Guo finally understood what was going on. Billy and Tang Qingru had been fighting side by side for many years. Billy was first attracted to Tang Qingru, then to each other, and they got together naturally. Because of his relationship with Tang Guo, Billy was a little scared. After marrying Tang Qingru, she planned to talk to Tang Guo about it after their honeymoon. Emmanuel, Billy is just a little scared. Actually, we all know that the school belle wouldn't mind. How could they not know what kind of person Tang Guo was after knowing her for so many years? Tang Guo didn't mind. On the contrary, she wished them well. If Billy really liked Tang Qingru, he would treat her well. Speaking of which, the two of them were quite compatible. Campus Belle, of course I don't mind. Lovers should be together. Help me bring the gift to Billy. When he comes back, you can give it to him. After that, Tang Guo searched in the system space. He picked out some things that Billy and Tang Qingru might like and asked Emmanuel to give them. Shangguan Yungu, hello. At this time, Shangguan Yungu appeared. After careful observation, he found that this so-called frame should not be dangerous. Moreover, he had recently received help from the people inside. Those people not only brought him food, but also clothes. She even gave him pills to heal his injuries. There were also some other things that he didn't know how to use for the time being. The top. Chapter 3102. In short, he received a lot of things in a short period of time. No matter what, he must thank these people. They didn't seem to be bad people and probably didn't have any ulterior motives. Shangguan Yungu's appearance made the group bustle. After some understanding, Tang Guo and the others knew about Shangguan Yungu's situation. He was originally a prince of a certain country. Currently, the country was at the peak of the war. He was ordered to do something and was found out by his opponent. He was assassinated. First, he jumped off a cliff. He didn't die and fled to the deep mountains. If he didn't meet them, he might have really died. The people in the group also introduced their situations to each other. Although Shangguan Yungu didn't understand a lot of things, he remembered them one by one. Soon, he got along well with the people in the group and exchanged information. His friends were very happy and asked Shangguan Yungu what he needed. Shangguan Yungu wasn't polite and promised to thank them when he returned. In the past few months, Tang Guo chatted with her friends in the group in addition to practicing her voodoo. Currently, time passed the slowest in Shangguan Yungu's world. Many times, a month passed in Tang Guo's world, but only a day or two passed in his world. Such days continued until Shangguan Yungu recovered from his injuries and planned to return to the palace with his things. Tanggua stayed in the mountain for a few months and also planned to go down to the village to take a look. During this time, Shi Jing didn't come up. She didn't ask, and the people didn't pay attention to this. In their opinion, the saintess practicing her voodoo was the most important thing. It was best if Shi Jing didn't disturb her. Moreover, they believed that people who loved each other didn't care about a day and night. They could spend a lifetime together. In the past few months, Shi Jing had an exceptionally easy time. Every day, new news came in, letting him know about Xie Qingshue's news. Tanggua estimated that Xie Qingxue had taken the holy medicine and her body was almost fully recovered. She packed up and returned to the village. When she opened the door, she saw Shi Jing hanging up the phone with a happy face. She walked over with a smile. "Brother Shi Jing, who were you talking to? You look very happy. Is there something good?" Xiaogua. Shi Jing was stunned for a moment and subconsciously put away his phone. "How's your voodoo practice going?" he quickly reacted. Tanggua's smile remained unchanged. "You've made great progress this time. Previously, I didn't accompany Big Brother Shi Jing and let you stay here alone for several months. I've neglected you too much. So, I decided to come down and accompany you. Brother Shi Jing, don't you have a family? Let's go back and see your parents. Speaking of which, I'm really sorry. I didn't know about this before. I only knew about this after asking the patriarch." There was only one reason why Tanggua went to see Shi Jing's parents. She wanted Shi Jing to bring her home personally and let his family know that he was willing to marry her. She was not using any means to force the poor couple to marry her. Shi Jing was really stunned. He wanted to refuse, but now that Tanggua was married to him, he was willing to do so. He had already decided to stay here. If he didn't agree to this, it wouldn't make sense. Although Xie Qingshue's condition was very good now, he didn't know if there were any side effects. He had already seen the magic of the holy medicine. It was inevitable that it would be useful in the future. Also, they had already been planted with the love goo. It was equivalent to being tied together. Peak. Chapter 3103. Big Brother Shi Jing, what's wrong? Tanggua saw that Shi Jing was in a daze and knew that he was unwilling to take her to see his parents. In fact, she was not very willing to see Shi Jing's parents. In the storyline, when the Holy Gu tribe declined, this couple had interfered a lot. The Shi couple was not satisfied with Xie Qingxue as the difference in status between Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue was too big. How could a woman with an ordinary status and background become the young mistress of the Shi family? The obstacles between Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue were mostly from the Shi couple. Even at this time, the Shi couple was not satisfied with Xie Qingxue and Shi Jing being together. However, Xie Qingxue did not have long to live. Coupled with Shi Jing's persistence, if they continued to make trouble, Shi Jing might disregard everything and insist on being with Xie Qingxue. Since Xie Qingxue was about to die, they might as well do her a favor and ease their relationship with Shi Jing. Later on, they accepted Xie Qingxue because they felt that Xie Qingxue was sincere. Secondly, Xie Qingxue's identity was exposed and they felt that she was worthy of Shi Jing. No, I was thinking that this was my negligence. Because you are considered underage in the outside world, I plan to bring you home when you are an adult. Tanggua giggled and said, "Don't people become adults at 16 years old? Thinking about it, I am also 18 years old and we only had a wedding. Big Brother Shi Jing respects me a lot. Since my parents are still alive, I will definitely go back with you to see them." "Oh right, so Big Brother Shi Jing didn't take the sacred medicine because your parents are in danger?" Shi Jing's heart tightened and he quickly said, "No." "Then who is it?" Shi Jing pursed his lips and an idea flashed through his mind. "Sister." "So it's your sister. Then will you be able to see her when you go back this time? Although the sacred medicine is good, it is not the right medicine. If there is any problem, I can help to take a look. Our holy goo tribe not only has sacred medicine, but also some goo that can nourish the body. I don't know if you have heard of it." Shi Jing shook his head and refused. "No need. After taking the sacred medicine, she was sent abroad to recuperate. When there is a chance in the future, we will meet." Tanguo didn't insist on tangling with this. With the original owner's naive and romantic personality, she wouldn't care about this at all. It should be said that the people of the entire Holy Goo clan all had this sort of temperament. They were very pure to the core. The people of the Holy Venomous Goo tribe did not seem to like investigating the root of the matter, nor did they think of investigating anything. Perhaps in their opinion, as long as he stayed with them, that would be the best. Tanguo suddenly felt that it was a miracle that the Holy Goo tribe could survive until now and not be sold by human traffickers. A slightly more scheming person with better acting skills would probably be able to fool them. To be able to survive until today, it was most likely due to their endless goo techniques. "Big brother Shi Jing, when are we going back?" Tanguo asked for the time again. She would only be at ease if it was confirmed. Moreover, she had made a decision on this trip down the mountain. It was not easy for the Holy Goo tribe to survive until today. In today's society, they should go out and see the world, lest they be deceived by others. Look at the original owner, a saintess, the hope of the Holy Goo tribe. Yet, she was so easily deceived by someone like Shi Jing. In the future, when she left this world, they probably wouldn't be able to protect her. Vertex. Chapter 3104. Although Miao Xiao knew a little more, she still could not escape the simplicity of the Holy Goo tribe. In summary, she decided to make a big change to the Holy Goo tribe. Now that she was the Holy Lady and everyone was supporting her, it would not be difficult to do it. 3 days later. "Didn't you just finish your work? Rest for a few days before going down." Shi Jing said, "I'll arrange for someone to come and pick us up. It will take about a day to drive here." Tanguo agreed. How could she not know that Shi Jing would definitely arrange something else? She was afraid that it would not look good if things were to blow up. It was not that it would not look good. She was probably afraid of bumping into Xie Qingxue and causing trouble. Anyway, she was only going to meet Shi Jing's parents, relatives, and friends. She wanted everyone to know that Shi Jing was married to her. She did not threaten Shi Jing, but Shi Jing was willing to marry her for a purpose. Those who mingled in the business world were all shrewd people. They understood what was going on the moment they heard it. Shi Jing was a little depressed. He thought that he only needed to stay here and do other things slowly. He did not expect Tanguo to propose to meet his parents directly. He did not know what his parents' attitude would be. In order to not make a mistake, Shi Jing called his parents after Tanguo left and said that he would bring Tanguo back in a few days. At the same time, he also told them about his relationship with Tanguo. No matter who he hid it from, he could not hide it from his parents. It was better to make it clear so that there would be no mistakes. When the Shi family couple heard this news, they were really angry. Shi Jing did all kinds of things for Xie Qingxue. If it were not for the fact that they only had one son, they would really want to send him back to the furnace to be reborn. "Xiaoguo, you want to go down the mountain with Shi Jing?" Miao Xiao was surprised. "Why do you want to go down the mountain all of a sudden? Hasn't he already married into your family and agreed to stay here?" "Chief, big brother Shi Jing's parents are still alive. The custom outside is to go and see if it's the same as here. After giving the bride price to the south, you don't have to care about it anymore. Look at all these years. Didn't the young men who married into our family bring their wives back for a visit? How can that be the same? Those wives are all from the town, and it's not too far away. In the end, Miao Xiao was still worried that Tang Guo would be in danger. Tang Guo shook her head gently. Clan leader, I'm not going out just to see brother Shi Jing's parents. There's another matter that concerns the entire Holy Gu tribe. Tang Guo explained briefly that the Holy Gu tribe had been isolated from the world since its development. Although they would occasionally go to the town, they also discovered many changes in the village. For example, there was electricity, mobile phones, and televisions. But compared to the outside world, it was still far behind. In terms of schooling, all the clansmen went to the town's high school at most. Most of them didn't even go to high school because it was too backward. She heard Shi Jing talk about many things in the outside world and believed that those huge changes were disadvantageous to their Holy Gu tribe. The only way was to go out and take a look, understand the outside world, and let the clansmen know what this world was like. Only by following the footsteps of the world would they not fall behind. Miao Xiao was convinced. In fact, he was also a little flustered by the changes outside. He was already so old and could not change these things. The saintess was still young. Since she wanted to go out and explore, he would not stop her. Peak. Chapter 3105. Actually, there were televisions, electric lights, and some technological products in the village. These were all brought in by Tang Guo's father. Tang Guo's father, Tang Heng, used to be a hiking enthusiast. Before he came to the Holy Gu tribe, the Holy Gu tribe was truly isolated from the world. Almost no one outside knew about the Holy Gu tribe. The Holy Gu tribe knew about the outside world, but they were self-sufficient and had no intention of understanding the outside world. Tang Heng liked Miao Yutsue too much and was alone. In order to be with Miao Yutsue, he resolutely chose to stay here. He saw that the villagers lived like primitive people and used his own strength to bring about all kinds of changes to the village. When the locals knew that there was such a backward village, they quickly helped to set up the electric wires. Just like that, Tang Heng gained the sincerity of the entire tribe step by step. Miao Xiao remembered that it was indeed much more convenient since there were electric lights. There were many things outside that the tribe accepted well. Then I'll arrange for 2 people to protect you. Tang Guo agreed. After all, she was the holy lady. It wasn't too much to have 2 people protecting her. Miao Xiao arranged for a man and a woman. These 2 happened to be a couple from the tribe. Miao Shan and Miao Rong were young, in their early 20s. Not only were the 2 of them skilled in Gu, but they were also good at martial arts. The main thing was that these 2 had more contact with the outside world and often went to the town to buy things for the village. Miao Xiao thought that it was best to arrange for them to follow Tang Guo. On the day they went down the mountain, Tang Guo brought Miao Shan and Miao Rong and left with Shi Jing. The car that Shi Jing arranged was in the town. They had to walk to the town before they could take the car. After a day's ride, Tang Guo arrived at a very prosperous city when the sky was about to turn dark. Shi Jing brought her to the villa area in the city center. When they arrived at the door of the Shi family villa, the lights were already on. Perhaps the people inside heard the commotion outside, but when Tang Guo got out of the car, there were already 2 people standing at the door. Shi Jing said to Tang Guo, "Xiao Guo, we're here." He looked at the Shi couple and said, "Those are my parents." Tang Guo tilted her head and asked, "Aren't they my parents now?" "Yes." Shi Jing forced a smile, but his heart was a little uneasy. Xie Qingxue already knew that he had fallen in love with someone else, and her emotions were not stable at the moment. However, with Xie Qingshue's personality, if he didn't appear, she probably wouldn't come looking for him. He was afraid that when the time came, Xie Qingxue would not be able to figure it out and come looking for him. If they bumped into each other, it would be hard to explain. The main reason was that he was afraid of being discovered by Tanggua, which would cause unnecessary trouble. The Holy Gu race had many tricks up their sleeves, and he had seen them recently. He was afraid that Xie Qingxue would be in danger. Dad, Mom, this is Xiaogua. I told you about her on the phone before. Tanggua's arrival did not make the Shi couple happy. First, it was an ordinary girl, Xie Qingxue. Now, it was a wild girl from some unknown corner of the world. In short, none of them satisfied them. Previously, they had shown Shi Jing those girls with similar family backgrounds and educational backgrounds, but Shi Jing had not taken a liking to any of them. Although they were unhappy, the two of them still nodded. However, there was not much joy on their faces. Mother Shi said, "Since you're here, come in." "Dad, Mom, I brought you gifts." Tanggua took out 2 bamboo-like containers. "This is the wine I brewed myself. Drinking a cup every day can strengthen your body, and all the small problems on your body will disappear." The Peak. Chapter 3106. Mother Shi nodded and took the 2 bamboo tubes that looked particularly simple and crude. "I'll just keep this thing. Who knows what's inside it?" Mother Shi was very angry. Why did Shi Jing find such an unpresentable daughter-in-law for her? Even if Shi Jing told her the truth, Mother Shi did not think much of it. She thought that it was just a coincidence that saved Xie Qingxue. She was a little regretful that Xie Qingxue did not die, so she was even more dissatisfied with Tanggua. Now that the time had come, Shi Jing and Tanggua had even held a wedding ceremony. Mother Shi suddenly narrowed her eyes. She looked rather silly. Although she was not very pleasing to the eye, at least her son did not like this wild girl and even broke up with Xie Qingxue. Speaking of which, it was not a bad thing. This wild girl looked much easier to deal with than Xie Qingxue. Moreover, even if they held a wedding ceremony, they did not register their marriage. She was not considered a member of their family. When she reached the age of marriage, there would be a lot of unforeseen events. In that case, she had to treat Tanggua a little better. At least Xie Qingxue had to know that she was satisfied with Tanggua. Only then would she be able to cut off all ties with her son. The Shi couple treated Tanggua neither coldly nor warmly, and Tanggua did not care about it. However, Miao Shan and Miao Rong could not hold it in many times. They were straightforward people and could tell that the Shi couple did not seem to welcome their holy lady. However, before they came, Tanggua had told them not to do anything without her permission. "My parents are like this. It will be fine when Xiaogua gets familiar with them." At this time, Shi Jing had resigned himself to being together with Tanggua. For the time being, he did not think of rekindling his old relationship with Xie Qingxue. At this time, he decided to keep his promise. Tanggua nodded. "I don't mind, big brother Shi Jing. Even if they don't like me, it's fine as long as you like me." System, Og. Are you going against your conscience? On the other side, the Shi couple was in their room. Mother Shi stared at the 2 bamboo tubes in the corner with disdain and couldn't help but complain, "For Xie Qingxue, Ah Jing can bring any wild girl home. He even got married without telling us. He's getting more and more outrageous. If he didn't show his cards, I would have thought that he was abroad these few months. What else can we do? They've all been brought back. I can't do anything about it. However, I don't know where this wild girl came from. She's definitely not presentable. I don't recognize her as my daughter-in-law. But now, I don't intend to make things difficult for her. Ah, Jing definitely doesn't like this wild girl. She's much easier to deal with than Xie Qingxue. Let's keep this wild girl for now. In the future, Ah Jing will understand the difference in status and how much trouble those who are not presentable will bring him. Look, what are those things? When you came to see us, you only brought 2 bamboo tubes. Mrs. Tang couldn't take it anymore. She even opened the bamboo tube to take a look. When she saw what was inside, she yelped. The bamboo tube fell to the ground, and the wine spilled out. Naturally, the things that were used to make the wine spilled all over the ground. When Father Shi saw those things, he was also stunned. Then, with a sullen face, he asked someone to clean it up and quickly helped Mother Shi up. Look, what are these things? They're all strange insects. They even said that they're good for health and can cure diseases. There are also some strange weeds. Are they for people? Anyway, when Xie Qingxue's side is almost done, we can't keep this girl. Indeed, we can't keep her. Since Ah Jing doesn't like her, they probably won't be together in the future. Let's wait. Okay. Before Mother Shi could exhale, her phone rang. When she heard the voice from the other side, her expression changed. What's wrong? It's sister-in-law. She said that there's a banquet tomorrow night and asked me to bring my new daughter-in-law to attend. Father Shi frowned. How did she know? Once she knows, everyone in this circle probably knows. I received a call from Ah Jing the other day. I was playing cards with them. Mother Shi's expression didn't look good. I accidentally got too excited and they heard it. The peak. Chapter 3107. This time, we're going to be laughed at again. Mother Shi's expression was ugly. If we have 2 more days, we can still teach that wild girl a lesson so that she won't make a mistake at the banquet. 1 day is too late. Then tell her not to talk nonsense. Tell her to smile to everyone she meets and stay by your side. No matter how much the Shi couple disliked this wild girl, Tanguo, they didn't want her to make a fool of herself at the banquet. After all, if she made a fool of herself, it would be a disgrace to the Shi family. Originally, Shi Jing almost fell out with them because of Xie Qingxue. At that time, big brother and sister-in-law were already watching the show. The Shi couple didn't sleep well that night, but Tanguo slept well. Shi Jing wasn't in the room. He used the excuse that he was busy with work and went to the study. Speaking of which, they had always been so distant. Shi Jing was always able to express that he liked her. Only the original owner, who didn't know anything, would believe him. Tanguo couldn't wait to keep a distance and didn't care about it at all. Shi Jing thought that she was still a carefree child and didn't understand these things. So, he stayed in the study with a clear conscience. He even decided to stay in the study with the excuse that he was busy with work. Dear host, I saw Mother Shi spilling the bamboo wine you gave her. She seemed to be very dissatisfied. So what if she spilled it? Anyway, they don't have the fortune to drink this. This is good stuff from the Holy Gu tribe. It strengthens the body and gets rid of small ailments. It's fine if she doesn't have the fortune to drink it. It's better if she spilled it. I really don't want to give it to her. But according to the original owner's personality, she would most likely give the bamboo wine. Oh right, I also heard that there's a banquet tomorrow night. Mother Tang and her sister-in-law don't have a good relationship. She knows that dear host is a wild girl and wants to see you make a fool of yourself. I won't make a fool of myself. I'll just act a little differently from them. After all, I can't violate the character setting, right? A wild girl from the mountains definitely won't eat elegantly. Even if she's not rude, she'll have to be more straightforward and forthright. The system had a bad premonition. Forthright. What kind of forthright? Host, that fellow hasn't appeared yet. Do you have anyone in mind? The system stared at the golden Goo King in Tangua's hand and suddenly asked, could it be this Goo King? That guy can't be so unlucky, right? It turned into a cat, a fish, a rock, and now a worm. The system shuddered. Just how much willpower did it take to be able to endure its ever-changing identity? In order to be together with the great host, he was completely shameless. Don't let your imagination run wild. This Goo King is just a Goo King. It's very stupid. It only became smarter after communicating with it every day. It can't be him. If it was that fellow, its little eyes would definitely be sparkling. If I let it roll around in my palm, it would not be like this stupid thing, only knowing how to eat, and eat. If I let it command 10,000 goo, it is still far from being able to do so. I can't be too nourishing, lest it explodes. In Tangua's opinion, the Goo King was relatively weak, so she did not dare to feed him too much good food. The system was a little disappointed. So it wasn't. He had thought that the little guy had really turned into a little bug in order to stick to his host. Really, it was a little disappointed. The next morning, Mother Sure sent someone to invite Tangua over. She said that there was a banquet tonight, and she wanted to bring her to pick out her clothes. According to her character, Tangua initially thought that her clothes were pretty good. Later on, perhaps Shi Jing did not want to make Mother Sure angry, so he persuaded Tangua. Now that she was the Tangua who liked Shi Jing very much, she naturally had to agree to Shi Jing's request and obediently wear a beautiful gown. Night came quickly. Tangua held Shi Jing's arm and appeared at the banquet with her family. In an instant, countless gazes fell on her. It seemed that everyone here knew about her relationship with Shi Jing. She could already see a hint of mockery from those gazes. She didn't feel uncomfortable at all. Instead, she looked around curiously. When everyone saw her like that, they really thought that she was a wild girl from the mountains. At first, Tangua listened to Mother Sure. She smiled and did not speak much. Later on, Mother Sure went to chat with others, and Shi Jing also had business to talk to. As for her, she was left in her seat and no one cared about her for the time being. Since no one cared about her, she had to be a little more forthright. When the system saw that Tangua was not polite and brought a lot of food in front of her, it understood. When Tangua carried a lot of food to her seat and ate happily, she did not care about the strange gazes around her. I'm just maintaining my character. System, you obviously want to eat. Tangua was eating happily when she suddenly felt a gaze on her. She turned her head and saw a person sitting in a slightly darker corner. That person's face was very pale, but he was watching her eat without blinking. Peek. Chapter 3108. The young man, who was sitting in a dimly lit corner, noticed that Tangua was looking up at him. He even smiled at her and nodded gently. Even so, he did not look away. His eyes were fixed on her and the food in front of her. Tangua only glanced at the young man before continuing to eat the food in front of her. The way she ate was not rude, but she ate faster and ate more. Her behavior was a little out of place with the people at the banquet. From time to time, there would be all kinds of strange gazes coming from the surroundings. However, most of the people who came here were people with reputations. Even if they were mocking someone, everyone knew in their hearts that they wouldn't really laugh out loud like a retard. Most of them were famous people. Naturally, there were some who sneaked in because of various reasons and did not know their own place. This was especially true for Shi Jing's admirers. When they found out that Tangua had moved into the Shi family and that the Shi couple did not announce to the public that Tangua and Shi Jing were married, they thought that this was the case. Therefore, those people thought that Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue had broken up and fell in love with another woman. Shi Jing's admirers felt uncomfortable. Xie Qingxue had left, and now a wild girl had come. She was here to attend a proper top-notch banquet. Who told her to sit there and eat all the time? She didn't even find it embarrassing. Miao Shan and Miao Rong felt the unfriendly gazes of those people, but because of Tang Guo's instructions, they pretended not to see it. Seeing that their holy maiden was eating happily as if she did not care about these things, they did not care. No matter what happened, as long as their holy maiden was happy and not bullied, it was fine. However, there would always be people looking for trouble. Are you Shi Jing's new girlfriend? In front of Tang Guo, a group of women came. These women were all dressed up with jewels and all of them looked very beautiful. Not only were they beautiful, but the jewelry on their bodies was also very expensive. These women chose to sit next to Tang Guo. Holding a goblet, they raised their eyebrows and looked at her from head to toe. The Shi family did not tell the public that Tang Guo and Shi Jing were married, so these women asked this question. When Tang Guo heard the other party's words, she raised her head and shook her head with a smile. No. No. Then how did you come in with Shi Jing? I heard that you even moved into the Shi family. Don't lie to me. Other than Shi Jing's girlfriend, who else could have come in with Shi Jing's arm? Not many women could get close to Shi Jing. Many people knew about Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue. They couldn't understand why someone of Shi Jing's status would like someone like Xie Qingxue. She had neither education nor family background. She was not presentable and often did embarrassing things. She could not be compared to the rich young ladies in their circle. Now that Shi Jing had suddenly brought a woman over and was even allowed to live in the Shi family, who else could it be but his girlfriend? At this time, Jing was really blind. He liked these village girls and wild white lotuses. I'm not Big Brother Shi Jing's girlfriend, Tang Guo said with a bright smile. When these women looked at each other strangely, she continued, Big Brother Shi Jing and I are married, so we're not boyfriend and girlfriend, but husband and wife. Clang! What Tang Guo said was so shocking that the wine glass fell to the ground and broke. Vertex. Chapter 3109. The women surrounding Tang Guo stared at Tang Guo in disbelief, especially the woman who asked the question earlier. She almost lost her voice. What did you say? You're married to Shi Jing. How come we didn't know? You're lying, aren't you? I'm not lying. Big Brother Shi Jing and I have been married for a few months. Tang Guo said with a smile as she dug into the cake, as if she couldn't see the expressions on their faces. This time, I'm accompanying Big Brother Shi Jing back to visit his parents. After all, I haven't come over even once since we got married. Even if Big Brother Shi Jing married into my family, I should still come and visit my parents. Clanged, someone's cup fell to the ground again. How can that be? Shi Jing married into your family. Su Cancan's expression was a little distorted. How could Shi Jing marry into your family? If he did, what would Li Hui do? You're lying, right? How could a person like Shi Jing get married so casually? Even if he got married, he had to hold the wedding here and invite everyone to attend. Su Cancan quickly reacted. The other women around her also nodded. That's right. I think she's just joking. If she really got married, Shi Jing is a member of the Shi family. How could he secretly get married without a word? Besides, this matter of him marrying into the Shi family is simply nonsense. Even if Shi Jing wants to get married secretly, his family has to agree. We're really married. Tang Guo said innocently. So we have to hold the wedding here for it to count. Tang Guo's expression showed that she was thinking. Under the strange gazes of the group of women, she said, so there are so many customs outside. If Big Brother Shijing really cares, then hold a wedding here. I won't object. Tang Guo's words made people feel as if their IQ was being rubbed against the ground. How could she be so arrogant? She made it sound as if holding a wedding here was a gift to Shijing. This woman must be crazy. Who was Shijing? What right did she have to say that? At this moment, a very beautiful and exquisitely dressed woman walked in front of Tang Guo. Tang Guo was still eating the food in front of her. The Shi family was busy for the time being and thought that nothing would happen if they put Tang Guo in a corner. The Shi couple actually thought that Tang Guo was not presentable and didn't want to bring her along. Even if they didn't bring Tang Guo with them now, they were being mocked openly and secretly. How could they notice this place? As for Shijing, he was also talking to his old friends. Even if he pretended to care about Tang Guo, in his heart, he was just using her. He didn't care about this person at all. He would never have thought that something would happen if he placed her in a corner. Li Hui, did you hear that? This woman said that she and Shijing were married, and she even boasted shamelessly that she agreed to hold a wedding for Shijing here. Her tone is really big. Su Cancan couldn't bear to see that around Shijing, there were all these women who couldn't compare to them. First, there was Xie Qingxue, and now there was a wild girl who came out of nowhere. She actually liked Shijing too, but she knew that she couldn't compare to the others. However, Chu Lihui was different. Whether it was her family background or herself, they were all top-notch. She was completely worthy of Shijing. If she had to say who could be with Shijing, it would naturally be Chu Lihui. Peak. Chapter 31:10. May I know this young lady's name? Chu Lihui showed a gentle smile towards Tang Guo, looking very amiable. Tang Guo said with a smile, "My name is Tang Guo." "Oh, so it's Miss Tang. May I know where Miss Tang is from? Why haven't I seen you before?" Chu Lihui's voice was also very pleasant, and there was vigilance in her eyes. Her current questions were all normal inquiries, so it was relatively normal. Tang Guo answered straightforwardly, "I'm from Miaojiang. I don't know if you've heard of the Holy Gu clan." "I'm from the Holy Gu clan." As for the identity of the Holy Lady, no matter how straightforward she was, it was impossible for her to say it so easily. "Miaojiang, Holy Gu clan." Chu Lihui frowned. "I've heard of Miaojiang, but I've never heard of the Holy Gu clan. We've always lived in an isolated place. It's normal that you haven't heard of it." Chu Lihui came back to her senses. Of course, this was not what she wanted to ask. "I just heard that Miss Tang and Shijing are already married." "Yes, we got married a few months ago. He married into my family and hasn't come back to visit yet. This time, I accompanied him back. Although our customs don't have such a thing, I like Big Brother Shijing very much. I definitely have to accompany him back." Chu Lihui's brows never relaxed. Could it be that Shijing was really married? Of course, she liked Shijing and thought that this man was very outstanding. She also felt very regretful that Shijing chose Xie Qingxue back then. She even suspected that she was born in a prestigious family and was better than Xie Qingxue in every aspect. Why did Shijing not even look at her? Because of this, she almost broke down. But later, she heard that Xie Qingxue was about to lose her command, and Shijing fell out with the Shi couple again. She had already seen the farce between Shijing and the Shi couple many times, as well as the way the Shi couple was dissatisfied with Xie Qingxue. Until now, although she still liked Shijing a little, she was not as persistent as before. She was not persistent, but countless women around her were. Also, she heard the latest news. Xie Qingxue, who was originally judged by the doctor to have less than a year to live, actually recovered. Now that he had been discharged from the hospital, he seemed to have returned to his hometown. For the time being, she had not found out what had happened. On the other side, Tang Guo said that she was married to Shi Jing. Shi Jing almost went crazy when he tried to save Xie Qingxue. How could he marry another woman? Miss Tang, are you really married to Shi Jing? Chu Lihui still couldn't believe it. According to what she knew, he shouldn't have married another woman. Back then, no matter how much the Shi couple pressured him, he still did not agree to the marriage alliance with the Chu family. After being ignored by Shi Jing in public so many times, the liking she had for him gradually faded. She, Chu Lihui, was born in a prestigious family. There were countless good men in the world for her to choose from. Why did she commit such a foolish act and insist on hanging herself in front of Shi Jing? At this moment, she guessed that many people wanted to see her and Tang Guo quarrel. In the past, she had targeted Xie Qingxue many times, and then she was dealt with by Shi Jing. She was really a joke to many people. Tang Guo also realized that Chu Lihui didn't seem to have much hostility towards her. She nodded and said, "Yeah. We're already married." Chu Lihui sat beside Tang Guo and looked at Tang Guo's innocent expression. In the end, she believed that the other party was not lying. "Then when are you holding the wedding here?" Chu Lihui was thinking about something. Peak. Chapter 31:11. Tang Guo had read about Chu Lihui in the storyline. This Chu Lihui came from a good family and was indeed outstanding. She had always liked Shi Jing. She had always wanted to be with Shi Jing. Before Xie Qingxue appeared, Shi Jing did not care about the blind dates his family arranged for him. Originally, the Shi family and the Chu family thought that the two of them were going to be together. In the end, Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue met and quickly got into a dispute. After Chu Lihui found out about Xie Qingxue, she used her identity as a rich missy to teach Xie Qingxue a lesson many times. It was because of her repeated targeting that Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue's relationship improved. During this period, Chu Lihui also suffered a lot. She could be considered as a stepping stone in their love, and she was the kind of scapegoat every time. Her targeting of Xie Qingxue was just a small matter and did not escalate to a personal safety issue. The ones who stood in the way of Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue were the Shi couple, Shi Jing's opponents, Shi Jing's love rivals, and Xie Qingxue's various problems. After a series of events, the Chu family was suppressed by Shi Jing and Chu Lihui did not dare to target Xie Qingxue anymore. She was basically useless. She gradually faded from the storyline, and then there was the matter of Xie Qingxue dying. The plot connected back to the original owner of the body. Chu Lihui didn't appear much later on. Therefore, Tang Guo did not know the specifics. After all, she was not a particularly important character in the later parts of the storyline. "You'll have to ask Big Brother Shi Jing about this," Tang Guo replied to Chu Lihui. At this moment, she felt a pair of eyes staring at her from the corner. She tilted her head and looked at the person again. It was still that pale young man. His eyes never left her. Chu Lihui also noticed it. She raised her head and was shocked. She nodded at Tang Guo and walked towards the man. "Cousin, why are you at the party? Who gave you the invitation? If Aunt finds out, she'll definitely scold you." Chu Lihui was a little worried and asked carefully, "Does Aunt know?" "Oh right, how did they know you were here?" "If Aunt knows you're here, she'll definitely scold me." "It's okay. It's boring to stay at home alone. It's good to come out and take a look. You won't die." Although the young man didn't look well and Chu Lihui's words seemed to indicate that he wasn't in good health either, his voice was still steady and pleasant to the ears. The system had been secretly observing. Earlier, when the host was eating, it had even stared at the man a few times. There was no disgust in his eyes. Instead, he noticed that his energy had increased a little faster. When that man was looking at her, she actually smiled secretly. All right, he understood the truth. This man must be the host's big cutie. TSK, TSK, TSK. She looks so weak this time. Could it be that she wants the host to abuse her? Bah, he was taking care of her. To gain sympathy, to seek care, to seek pity, to seek pity, ah. So you know each other. Tangua moved closer and whispered to the system, Chu Lihue is a very cute girl. She doesn't seem like a bad person. She doesn't seem to have any enmity towards me. It's like she's different from what others think. She's probably not so obsessed with Shi Jing anymore. She probably thought it through. System, host, I think you think Chu Lihue is a very cute girl because she has a pale cousin who desperately needs to be taken care of. The peak. Chapter 31:12. He was a high-level system, so he could instantly decipher the hidden meaning behind the host's words. Tangua, Chu Lihue smiled at Tangua and pointed at the young man. This is my cousin, Kong Chi. He has been in poor health ever since he was young. Although his body is a little weak, my cousin has an unparalleled brain. So it's your cousin. He was secretly staring at me just now. I thought he was a bad guy. Tangua said innocently. Chu Lihue laughed and looked at Kong Chi teasingly. Cousin, do you want to eat those things that are bad for your health again? Did you stare at Miss Tang because she was enjoying it so much? Yes. Kong Chi nodded and looked at the pile of food in front of Tangua. She was eating happily. I didn't expect to see her at a gathering like this. System, host, I thought this guy was attracted by your looks. I didn't expect him to be attracted by the food in your hands. Are you disappointed or something? Tangua, don't you think he's still as cute as before? System, your little attempt to sow discord has failed again. My cousin is sick all over. He can't eat most things. Chu Lihue said. That's why he stared at you without blinking when he saw you eating happily. He doesn't have any bad intentions. At home, he also likes to watch food shows. Chu Lihue said pitifully. Only these hobbies don't affect his health. Tangua nodded and picked up a beautiful piece of cake. I don't mind. If you like to watch, I'll eat it for you. System, are you sure you're not teasing him? Tangua, I don't want to violate my character setting. I want to maintain it. System, are you trying to trick Xiaogo or Tongzi? Chu Lihue couldn't help but laugh. She didn't have any enmity towards Tangua. She sat back down and ignored Kong Chi. Do you want to ask when Shi Jing will hold your wedding with you? Although I believe that you'll hold your wedding, if you don't hold it here, many people won't believe that you're married. Looking at your age, I don't think you're old enough to get married yet, right? Chu Lihue felt that things weren't that simple. Based on her understanding, Shi Jing shouldn't have forgotten about Xie Qingxue. Xie Qingxue had recovered for no reason, which made her very concerned. Did being with Tangua have anything to do with Xie Qingxue's recovery? In front of so many people, she didn't dare to directly remind Tangua of something that was very clear. She didn't want to cause more trouble, and there were so many women staring at her. These people wanted to see her make a fool of herself. She would not embarrass herself. Maintaining her previous personality, Chu Lihue said in a loud voice, You said that you and Shi Jing are married. Do you know about Shi Jing's past? She felt that she was a little out of character just now, so she tried to salvage the situation so that those rich young ladies wouldn't find it strange. The only reason she pretended to like Shi Jing was because she wanted to watch the show. As for those who wanted to watch her play, she would not let them have their way. He just didn't expect to meet such a naive girl like Tanghua. Once upon a time, she was also quite naive and thought that she could really be together with Shi Jing. As long as she put in a sincere heart, Shi Jing would be touched one day. But now, forget it. She didn't want to waste any more time on that cold person. Do you know about Big Brother Shi Jing's past? Tanghua was very cooperative and asked this question. If she liked someone, she was naturally willing to know about his past. Peek. Chapter 31:13. Before Chu Lihui could say anything, Shi Jing appeared in front of them without them noticing. Shi Jing glanced at Chu Lihui coldly. Miss Chu, what are you doing here? What are you talking to Xiaoguo about? It was obvious that Shi Jing's attitude towards Chu Lihui was very unfriendly. If not for someone stopping him, he would have bankrupted the Chu group. However, the Kong family, which was related to the Chu family, was not easy to deal with. He only stopped when the Chu family gave up on the marriage. Big Brother Shi Jing, are you done with your work? Miss Chu seems to know a lot about you. I'm asking her. Tanghua pretended to be innocent. Are you good friends? Shi Jing frowned and said, we know each other, but we're not that close. It's just business. He really hated Chu Lihui. If not for Chu Lihui being loved by his parents, he and Qing Shui would not have had such a difficult time. As for Qing Shui, she wouldn't have suffered so much. What happened after that? She almost died. Chu Lihui snorted coldly in her heart. Stupid man. She was already sure that Shi Jing did not want Tanghua to know about his past. There must be something fishy going on. Looking at Shi Jing, he probably did not forget Xie Qingxue. She was not the one who hurt Xie Qingxue. If Shi Jing had the ability to get his parents to agree, what could she, an outsider, do? She was just muddle-headed. There were a few banquets where she made things difficult for Xie Qingxue in front of everyone. She was also stupid. There were countless people who liked Shi Jing. Why did she have to stand up for him? Even if she did not do it, someone else would. Shi Jing, I heard from Miss Tang that you're married. You even married into her family. Is this true? Or are you just making up a story to make me give up? If Shi Jing admitted it today, if he was still involved with Xie Qingxue, he would not be able to get out of it. That girl was too naive to be involved with a stupid man like Shi Jing. Shi Jing's expression darkened as he glanced at Tanghua. Seeing how happy Tanghua was, he took a deep breath and said, I am married. Shi Jing, I think you're crazy. Chu Lihui felt that it wasn't enough. She looked very agitated as she said, she even said that she wants to hold a wedding with you here. Is all this true? Shi Jing, would you rather marry her than ignore my existence? Tanghua thought that Chu Lihui was just an assistant. System, what a drama queen. I wonder which school she graduated from. Judging by her looks, she must be a student committee member. Only Kong Chi, who was sitting quietly in the corner, had a strange expression on his pale face when he saw Chu Lihui's appearance. Although Chu Lihui's performance was wonderful, Kong Chi's attention was still on Tanghua. He didn't know why, but even if this little girl didn't eat, his gaze would still involuntarily fall on her body. There was no doubt that there was something wrong with Shi Jing. Almost everyone in this circle knew about Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue. Back then, because of Xie Qingxue, he almost fell out with his parents. Why did he have to marry this little girl who came out of nowhere a few months later? No, they were already married. Thinking of this, Kong Chi felt that something was wrong. System, host, did you see the pitiful look in your big cutie's eyes? I didn't see the pitiful look. System, he'll be pitiful soon. For now, he doesn't understand, but I'm very confident in his restrictions. Tangwa, peak. Chapter 31:14. Chu Lihui's voice was not soft, so everyone around them heard her. Everyone here knew about Chu Lihui and Shi Jing's entanglement. Seeing that she was talking to Shi Jing, it was not strange at all. Now, Shi Jing had brought a woman to the banquet, and this woman had even moved into the Shi family. Chu Lihui liked Shi Jing so much back then, it would be strange if she did not make a fuss. Tang Guo could clearly feel that the women who came with Chu Lihui, especially the one called Su Cancan, seemed to be relieved. It was as if they would feel regretful if Chu Lihui did not appear. Chu Lihui asked Shi Jing if he was going to hold his wedding with Tang Guo here. As long as Shi Jing agreed today, it did not matter if there was a wedding in the future. In these people's eyes, the two of them would be considered related. At that time, Xie Qingxue would say that Tang Guo threatened Shi Jing and stole her lover. That would be a joke. Big brother Shi Jing, since the wedding is going to be held here, then let's set a time. I have no objections. Tang Guo broke the stiff atmosphere. You can set the time, any time is fine. Since we're already married, I think it's good to hold another wedding and let everyone you know attend. Tang Guo, my image can't be destroyed. Although this was arrogant, this was the custom of the Holy Gu tribe. She did not know the rules outside. Shi Jing, are you really going to hold a wedding with her? Chu Lihui asked. Shi Jing, do you dare to admit it today? If you dare to admit it, what about Xie Qingxue? She really did not believe that Shi Jing would give up on Xie Qingxue. There must be something fishy going on. The surrounding people were all looking at Shi Jing. Kong Qi was also looking at Shi Jing. Unknowingly, Kong Qi clenched his fists. He found it strange. It was clearly two unrelated people getting married or not, so why was he nervous at the side? Of course. Shi Jing finally spoke. Everyone around took a deep breath. Xiao Gua is right. We're already married. The Shi couple accidentally heard this and their faces darkened. Now that Shi Jing had announced it, what could they say? They had already fallen out with Shi Jing once, so it wasn't good for them to fall out again. The reason why they didn't have such a big reaction was because they knew why Shi Jing married Tang Guo. As long as they didn't really like this wild girl, they wouldn't oppose the two of them like they opposed Xie Qingxue. He didn't like Tang Guo, and Tang Guo wasn't old enough to get married. Although it had only been a few years, a lot had changed. Thinking of this, Shi Jing and his wife's expressions softened slightly. Shi Jing really married that wild girl. I thought it was fake. I was wondering why you guys really let him marry that wild girl. Aren't you afraid of losing face? The person who spoke was the eldest sister-in-law of the Shi family, who was not on good terms with Mother Shi. Mother Shi said faintly, "This is Ah Jing's choice. As parents, we can only use it as a reference. It's not our place to ask what kind of girl Ah Jing likes." I don't remember you saying that before, especially to that Xia. Mother Shi quickly interrupted, "Sister-in-law, the past is the past. Please don't mention it at this time. Now that Ah Jing already has someone he likes, it's not good to have any misunderstandings." Compared to Xie Qingxue, she would rather stay by Shi Jing's side for the time being with Tang Guo, this silly little girl. The peak. Chapter 31:15. After a banquet, the news that Shi Jing had already married someone was made known to everyone. Especially when there were rumors that Shi Jing had married into the woman's family. Regarding this, Shi Jing was even laughed at for a while. Shi Jing did not care much about this. It was already a great fortune to be able to save Xie Qingxue. Of course, the Shi couple was not satisfied, but Tang Guo did not seem to be able to see their expressions. She still happily followed them home, completely carefree. However, she still asked Shi Jing when the wedding would be held. "I want to hold it when you are old enough to get a marriage certificate. What do you think?" Shi Jing asked. Of course, he did not want to hold this wedding. He had been staying in the mountains all this time and felt that it was nothing. After coming out, he could not help but pay attention to Xie Qingshue's news every day. He was really glad to know that Xie Qingxue had recovered. When he found out that Xie Qingxue already knew that he had fallen in love with someone else, she was very sad and directly returned to the city where she used to live. He was also a little sad. He even had the impulse to look for her, but in the end, he controlled himself. He did not forget that he was already married to Tang Guo and had even taken away the sacred medicine of the Holy Gu tribe. The Holy Gu tribe had some special methods. What if he angered them and hurt Xie Qingxue? Alright, then let's hold the wedding here when I'm old enough. Tang Guo nodded with a smile. Big brother Shi Jing, I heard that we have to take wedding photos before we get married, right? Shi Jing was stunned for a moment, then nodded. Yes. Why don't we take wedding photos first? The clothes I saw on the internet are really beautiful. Shi Jing couldn't refuse this matter. Therefore, he agreed. Okay. System, host, is this really okay? Will that fellow be jealous when she sees these photos in the future? What if she can't be coaxed? Coax her a little more. Coax her until she's better. System, that sounds so shameless. The news of Shi Jing being dragged by Tang Guo to take wedding photos also reached some people's ears. Xie Qingxue, who was hiding in a certain city, accidentally received a photo. It was a wedding photo. Looking at the familiar man in the photo, she broke down and burst into tears. Looking at the beautiful girl beside Shi Jing, Xie Qingxue couldn't control herself. If she had been praying that there had been some misunderstanding, then this photo had destroyed all her confidence. Shi Jing had really fallen for someone else. She still had some understanding of Shi Jing. If he didn't really like that woman, how could he marry her and take wedding photos with her? All of this told her one thing: Shi Jing really didn't like her anymore. Her love was over. Because she was sure that Shi Jing was really married to someone else, Xie Qingxue no longer had any extravagant hopes. She lived every day in a daze, looking especially listless. The infatuated second male lead, Su Danhua, who had chased after her, could only take care of her and comfort her every day. Fang Xifei would often visit Xie Qingxue. After all, Shi Jing had given her a task to report Xie Qingshue's situation to him. Looking at Xie Qingshue's appearance, Fang Xifei controlled herself and didn't tell Xie Qingxue the truth. Tang Guo planned to stay in the city for a longer time. She had decided on the development of the Holy Gu tribe and assigned Miao Shan and Miao Rong to work. Peak. Chapter 31:16. Unbeknownst to Shi Jing, all the members of the Holy Gu tribe who could enter the school had gone to the town at the foot of the mountain. For those who could not enter the school, Tang Guo also made a development plan for them. In short, it was done in batches so that the people could come out and understand the modern world. Patriarch Miao Shao looked at Tang Guo's orderly arrangements, and the Holy Gu tribe was slowly developing without any mistakes. He was finally relieved. Tang Guo was not in a hurry to go back. Shi Jing saw that she seemed to have fallen in love with the city and was relieved. Although he had married into the family, it was still difficult for him to give up everything in the company. In the past few months, his subordinates had been running around. Even if they could handle a lot of things, it was still troublesome and would affect many projects. Recently, he was busy with the company and arranged an assistant for Tang Guo so that she could instruct the assistant if she needed anything. After a while, Mother Shi could not bear it anymore and wanted to put on the airs of a mother-in-law. As the daughter-in-law of the Shi family, there are a lot of things to learn. Mother Shi simply did not like Tang Guo and wanted to do something to torment her. Recently, she heard that Xie Qingxue was close to Su Danhua. If the two of them could be together, she would not have to worry about anything. She didn't like this wild girl. Tang Guo looked at Mother Shi strangely. What do I have to learn? There are a lot of things to learn. First, you have to learn how to cook. In fact, of course not. You also have to learn some languages. After all, it is not so easy to be a good wife. Jing will have some foreign clients. Even if you are not proficient, you have to know some daily language. Tang Guo laughed in her heart. At this time, Mother Shi didn't figure out who was marrying and who was marrying. Can't you just leave cooking to the helpers? In our tribe, I have never done this. It is done by others. She was the saintess. The trifles of life were naturally prepared by the Shi family. Her task was to practice Gu, develop the holy Gu tribe, and protect it. Now that you have married into our family, so, Tang Guo interrupted her mother's words and asked in confusion, Mom, have you forgotten that the custom where we come from is for the man to marry into the family? Big brother Shijing married into my family. The reason why I agreed to hold the wedding here was because I wanted big brother Shijing to be happy. Logically speaking, big brother Shijing should have stayed with me in the holy Gu tribe. I didn't want him to be sad, so I came out with him. So, you should feel honored. He still wanted her to do this and that. Dream on. Mother Shi was almost angered to death. You'll be laughed at if you do that. Besides, what are you talking about? Why don't we wait for big brother Shijing to come back and ask him if he was willing to marry into our family? Tang Guo was not afraid. This was the custom. That night, Shijing came back and saw that something was wrong. Mother Shi muttered about this matter and even said that letting Tang Guo learn to cook and learn some common languages was all for her own good. In short, it was all kinds of eye powder. Mom, if Xiaoguo doesn't want to learn, then don't learn. There are helpers to cook. If she doesn't know any other languages, she can ask for a translator. It was not that Shijing was siding with Tang Guo, but there was no need. He knew his mother's personality. She wanted to cause trouble. He was so busy every day. His mother probably couldn't stand Tang Guo. Peak. Chapter 31:17. Mother Shi was not willing to give up. She told Shijing a lot of things in bits and pieces, and Shijing was very impatient. Tang Guo, on the other hand, did not care so much. If the mother and son quarreled, it would be a real joke. In the end, the mother and son quarreled. Shijing watched as Mother Shi left with a gloomy face, and Tang Guo looked at him with a puzzled face. She looked so innocent that it gave him a headache. Mother Shi did not expect that Tang Guo, this wild girl, was not afraid of making things difficult for her at all. She did not care about her mother-in-law at all. She was so thick-skinned that she did not blush at all. There was no way to deal with her. Shijing felt that if he let Tang Guo stay with Mother Shi, there would definitely be trouble. The main thing was that there were several times when he went to look for Tang Guo and found that her house was full of worms. It really gave him a fright. When Shijing decided to arrange another place for Tang Guo to stay, he received a call from Mother Shi, asking him to go home quickly. Mom, what's wrong? Jing, come back quickly. It was Father Shi's voice on the phone. Shijing did not dare to delay and quickly drove home. When he reached home, he found out what was going on. The Shi couple stood at the door, looking at everything in the house with pale faces. Shi Jing walked in and saw Tanggua sitting on the sofa. She even smiled at him. In addition, he heard some strange noises. When he focused his eyes, he discovered that the black things moving in the corners of the ground were actually small insects. Seeing so many little worms, not to mention his parents, even his scalp went numb. Xiaogua, what are you doing? This time, Shi Jing was really a little angry. Tanggua quickly ran in front of him and stretched her neck to look at the Shi couple outside. Mom said that the helper didn't come over today because of something, so she asked me to help clean the house. So, you're cleaning the house? Shi Jing almost went berserk. Was she really cleaning the house? Wasn't she causing trouble? Yes, I'm cleaning the house. This is the cleaning goo. Our sacred goo tribe's houses are all cleaned with this kind of goo worm. No matter which corner it is, they can clean up all the dust and dregs. Shi Jing had already discovered that wherever the insects passed by, it would indeed become very clean. But Shi Mu's parents probably wouldn't be able to accept it. Don't play with these bugs anymore, okay? Perhaps Shi Jing thought that all women could be coaxed like this. This will scare Mom and Dad. Tanggua frowned at Shi Jing. Big brother Shi Jing, what are you talking about? I was born to play with goo. Practicing goo is my mission. You want me to give it up? Big brother Shi Jing, come back with me. I don't think it's fun outside. Seriously, if he was outside for a while, he wouldn't even remember his own surname. Uncle Shi, Auntie Shi, what's wrong? Chu Lihui's voice came from outside. Why are you all standing at the door? Oh right, is Shi Jing here? Chu Lihui had already walked in, accompanied by Kong Qi. His face looked even paler during the day. The two walked to the door and happened to see the countless cleaning goo. Chu Lihui jumped in fright. Kong Qi, on the other hand, was very calm. He stared at the rapidly moving goo worms with some interest in his eyes. Chu Lihui patted her chest. Miss Tang, what is this? Tanggua, cleaning goo. Isn't this cleaning the house? Chu Lihui glanced at Shi Jing and carefully walked to Tanggua. Miss Tang, let's bury the hatchet. Since you are already married to Shi Jing, I should also give up. Tanggua, isn't this a little too fast? Chu Lihui, it has to be fast. I don't want to be entangled with Shi Jing anymore. Are these goo worms eating dust? Kong Qi asked. Their food is dust. I see that they are eating happily. Cousin, dust isn't normal food. Please don't look at it with such a satisfied expression. Chu Lihui almost fainted. There was no one else who could look at it so happily while eating dust. She took the initiative to look for Tanggua. She wanted to see what kind of tricks Shi Jing had up his sleeve, lest a silly girl like her suffer a loss. Unexpectedly, Tanggua didn't suffer. Goo worms, are they the legendary goo worms from Miaojiang? Chu Lihui silently guessed in her heart. Peek. Chapter 31:18. Yes, these goo worms are eating dust. Not only can they eat dust, but they can also eat anything dirty. After Tanggua finished speaking, she turned her gaze to the goo worms with a smile and made some strange sounds. Then, Chu Lihui and Kong Qi saw the cleaning goo worms, which were originally eating dust in one place, run upstairs one by one. In particular, their movements were very fast, the formation was very neat, and there were so many of them. It was very shocking to see them. Of course, if there were people with dense fear, they would definitely feel uncomfortable seeing the scene in front of them. Chu Lihui felt a little numb in her scalp, but she was also a little curious. She guessed that if Tanggua was really the legendary Miaojiang person, then Xie Qingxue, who was about to die, suddenly recovered. Could it be related to the magical Miaojiang people? Then, can she guess that Shi Jing and Tang Guo are together to achieve some kind of purpose? What kind of purpose can make Shi Jing be together with a woman he doesn't like? She thought it should be enough to save Xie Qingshua's life. In this case, did Tang Guo know the truth? Through these two contacts, she had judged that Tang Guo was a very naive little girl, and she really liked Shi Jing. She had a straightforward personality. If she really knew that Shi Jing liked someone else, she would definitely not be like now. She also secretly investigated Shi Jing's whereabouts in the past few months, although she didn't find out what Shi Jing did specifically. But Shi Jing's two friends, Zhu Jing and Fang Xifei, would contact Xie Qingxue from time to time in these few months. Especially a few months ago, the two went to visit Xie Qingxue together. It was after that time that Xie Qingshue's illness got better. The reason why she paid so much attention was that they were once rivals in love. Then, could she now guess that Zhu Jing and Fang Xifei brought some magical things, such as a medicine full of magical effects, and used it on Xie Qingxue? Tang Guo really liked Shi Jing, and didn't know about Xie Qingshue's existence. She could judge that this medicine was not given to Shi Jing by Tang Guo to threaten him to marry her. Instead, it was Shi Jing who gained Tang Guo's trust and pretended to be in love with her. He even married her and moved into her family. In the end, he used some excuse to ask for the miraculous medicine and asked Zhu Jing and Fang Feifei to bring it back. Thinking of this, Chu Lihui gently lowered her eyes. Originally, she was defeated by the true feelings between Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue. Although she felt that Shi Jing was not that good, she admired their unwavering friendship. Especially when Shi Jing went against his family time and time again to be with Xie Qingxue. Even if it was not a wise move, many people would be envious of Xie Qingxue. After all, there was such a person who did it for her. If Shi Jing was really like what she guessed, in order to save Xie Qingxue, he got close to Tang Guo, married such an innocent girl, and deceived her feelings in order to obtain the magical medicine to save Xie Qingxue, she felt that Shi Jing was really a bastard. The Shi couple did not expect Chu Lihui and Kong Qi to visit them. It seemed that Chu Lihui had decided to bury the hatchet. They were naturally willing to see their relationship with the Chu family and Kong family improve. The cleaning goose speed was very fast, and the house was cleaned in a short while. Peak. Chapter 31:19. I've already thought it through. It's pointless for me to force myself to do so. Both parties sat down and Chu Lihui said with relief, furthermore, Shi Jing admitted in front of everyone that he's already married to Miss Tang. If I were to do anything else, wouldn't that be considered as interfering in someone else's marriage? The eldest daughter of the Chu family is a mistress who interferes in other people's relationships. I can't bear that reputation. Chu Lihui's words did not surprise the Shi couple at all. The Chu family had always been upright. If Chu Lihui were to continue pestering a married man, the Chu family would never allow it. The Shi couple actually felt that it was a pity. If only Shi Jing had not been so willful and had chosen Chu Lihui. She was beautiful, capable, and had a good family background. If they were to be together, not only would it be a strong alliance, but they would also be able to establish connections with the Kong family. Unfortunately, Shi Jing liked the useless Xie Qingxue who was of no help and came from an ordinary background. It's our Jing's fault for not being so lucky. Mother Shi said regretfully. Actually, I like Li Hui the most. It's a pity, if only the two of you were together. Mother Shi did not give Tang Guo any face at all. Chu Lihui observed that Shi Jing did not have much of a reaction to Mother Shi's words. He only sat at the side with an indifferent expression. She looked down on him. If the person sitting in Tang Guo's seat was Xie Qingxue, Shi Jing's expression would probably darken on the spot. Madame Shi's words are a little strange. The usually quiet Kong Qi finally spoke. His words attracted the attention of everyone in the room. Chu Lihui originally wanted to say something. After all, she did not want to give Mother Shi any face. This woman was not a good person. If not for the Kong family's help back then, Mother Shi would have really wanted Shi Jing to swallow up the Chu family. System, host, look. Even if he doesn't understand what's wrong with him, when you are bullied, he will subconsciously stand up to protect you. Look, I don't need to tell you how powerful this restriction is, right? Tang Guo tilted her head and looked in Kong Qi's direction. Kong Qi's face did not seem to be rosy, and he looked a little frail. But the expression on his face was always warm and gentle. It seemed like he was always happy, and there was never a time when he was unhappy. Even if he was not in good health, his eyes were very bright, brighter than everyone else's eyes. Not only were they bright, but they were also very clean. They were so clean that one could see the bottom of a lake. Madam Shi, you said that CEO Shi is not blessed to be together with Lihui. Isn't that a bad idea? Kong Qi did not give him any face at all. When he said this, he also had a smile on his face. That smile was still like a breeze. CEO Shi's wife seems to still be here. Didn't CEO Shi say that they're already married? If you speak like this, it may cause them to be at odds with each other. Many people know that CEO Shi doesn't like Lihui. It was inevitable that they weren't together. If I really force myself to be with Lihui, then it's not a blessing, it's a feud. Also, Madam Shi said that it would be great if Lihui and CEO Shi were together. Kong Qi smiled and gently pinched his thumb ring. That's not appropriate. CEO Shi is already married. If you say that, it will be very disadvantageous to Lihui. It will make people misunderstand that Lihui wants to interfere in someone else's marriage. Chapter 31:20. Such a reputation isn't good for Lihui. I hope that Mrs. Shi will mind her words when you speak. The Chu family is strict. Lihui will be questioned if such a reputation is spread. System, host, did you hear it? Although he seems to be speaking up for Chu Lihui on the surface and everyone doesn't think there's anything wrong with it, I can feel that he's actually helping you. Kong Qi didn't think there was anything wrong with his words. Chu Lihui didn't think there was anything wrong with it either. Her cousin was right. She was here today to clarify things and express her attitude so that she wouldn't have anything to do with Shi Jing in the future. Now that Shi Jing had admitted his marriage in public, she would be a mistress if she continued to pester him. The reason why her cousin came along was probably because he was afraid that a girl like her would be bullied. It shouldn't be a problem for her cousin to back her up, right? Although she felt that her cousin was being a little too nosy today. But other than this reason, she really couldn't think of any other. Mother Shi's face darkened immediately, but she couldn't find any words to refute. She also thought that Kong Qi didn't give them any face because he wanted to protect his cousin, Chu Lihui. Thinking about it, the two families didn't have a good relationship just a while ago. If not for the sudden appearance of the Kong family, the Chu family might have already belonged to the Shi family. What I said just now was a little inappropriate. Mother Shi smiled apologetically. I'm just used to it and can't change my words. Indeed, Lihui and Jing are innocent now and have nothing to do with each other. But I still like Lihui a lot. Even if we can't be a family, I still hope to treat Lihui as my daughter. Tang Guo almost burst out laughing. Was this person joking? Who would want to be her daughter? At least, Chu Lihui wasn't willing. Chu Lihui looked up and glanced at Mother Shi. Sorry, Auntie Shi. If my mother knew that I found her a mother outside, she would definitely beat me to death when we get home. Mother sure, system, ha 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 ha, this is hilarious. Miss Chu, don't you think you've gone overboard? Seeing his own mother being ridiculed like this, Shi Jing couldn't stand it anymore. Chu Lihui wasn't afraid of Shi Jing at all. What was there to be afraid of? If big cousin were to make a move, Shi Jing would have to take a step back. CEO Shi, is there anything wrong with what I said? It was Auntie Shi who wanted to be my mother. I was afraid that my mother would beat me to death, so I rejected her. Was it wrong to speak the truth? I know you don't like me. Now that you're married, I've gotten over it. I won't disturb you or pester you anymore. This is a very legitimate rejection, okay? Indeed, Shi Jing had no words to refute her. He just thought that Chu Lihui was looking for trouble with Mother Shi and couldn't stand it anymore. Chapter 31-21. Fortunately, Father Shi's hand was quick and he held her. I'm so angry, I'm so angry. Mother Shi patted her heart. Fortunately, this Chu Lihui hasn't married into the family yet. She's so eloquent. If she really married into the family, wouldn't I be angered to death by her? Mother Shi didn't even look at Tang Gua as she was helped back to the room by Father Shi. Shi Jing finally had time to speak to Tang Gua. Today's matter really made him a little angry. Xiao Gua, don't play with those worms at home in the future. You'll scare Mom. Shi Jing tried his best to soften his tone. Perhaps he was used to it. After all, in order to coax Tang Gua, he was indeed able to put down his pride in those few months. Tang Gua blinked. Mom said that the helpers aren't here today and wanted me to help clean the house. What do you mean by playing with worms? Aren't these cleaning goo good? Look, even the corners of the house can be cleaned so cleanly. When Mom is familiar with them, she won't be afraid of these little things. These little things are very obedient. Big brother Shi Jing, look, these little worms are not only obedient, but also very human. When Shi Jing wasn't paying attention, Tang Gua had already run in front of him and stretched out her white palm. There were several goo worms on it. These goo worms seemed to have heard some command and rolled around in Tang Gua's palm. Although Shi Jing wasn't afraid of worms, seeing these worms rolling around and there were so many of them, he still couldn't get used to the previous scene. But this isn't Miaojiang, not the village. The people here don't like such worms. Shi Jing tried his best to soften his tone. Tang Gua frowned. Then come back with me. Since the people here don't like them, and Big Brother Shi Jing doesn't want me to release the goo worms to help, then you should come back with me. Recently, I've been staying in these square houses every day. I'm not happy at all when you're not here. I still like the life in the village. I originally came back with you to see Mom and Dad. Now that I've seen them, you should come back with me. Our days in the village will be even happier. In the village, no one will hate these goo worms. Of course, Shi Jing didn't want to go back. He couldn't leave the company behind. Although the company was operating normally during those months, it was still very difficult for them to develop further. Without his presence, many projects would not have been able to be negotiated. There's something going on at the company right now. I can't leave. Shi Jing thought for a moment and said, why don't we move out? I have other villas under my name. You can choose one that you like. Shi Jing felt that if he let Tang Gua stay here any longer, his mother might be angered to death. Now, he also realized that Tang Gua did not know how to get along with the elders at all. He recalled that the other party was the Holy Gu tribe saintess. She was considered the most powerful person in that place. It's impossible for Tang Gua to put down her status and get along with others humbly. If there was a disagreement, he would probably release the bugs to scare them. That would be even more unbearable for his mother. Isn't this your home? Why should I move out? Tang Guo was unhappy. No matter how carefree she was, she understood that Shi Jing found her troublesome. Big brother Shi Jing, are you angry? Are you not satisfied with me? Do you think I did something wrong and shouldn't have released the cleansing goo? Shi Jing didn't expect that such a straightforward girl was also very difficult to deal with. The peak. Chapter 31-22. Big brother Shi Jing, I don't want to stay here anymore. Come back with me. Shi Jing was afraid that Tang Guo would make a scene, mainly because he didn't know if Xie Qingxue had really recovered or if there were any sequelae. Xiao Guo, you misunderstood. I'm afraid that you'll feel uncomfortable here. If we move to another place, it'll be just the two of us. No one will disturb us. At that time, you can do whatever you want. You can even raise a house full of bugs. Tang Guo laughed when she heard this. Really? This was easy to coax. After all, she was young and innocent. System, bullshit. Who would believe this nonsense? Also, the villa under my name is close to my company. It's convenient to go back and forth. Shi Jing had a headache. For now, he could only deal with it this way. He was indeed afraid of Tang Guo's methods. He didn't know how she brought those bugs. System, of course it's my system space. There are so many bugs in there that you'll be scared to death. At this moment, Tang Guo had no more objections. She happily packed her things and left with Shi Jing at that time. Tang Guo, I'm not scheming. Do I look like someone who forgets everything after being coaxed by the person I like? System, don't forget, she came to find you and even helped you. God, what a pitiful man. The wife he missed so much ended up marrying someone else. Tang Guo, it's fake. On the other side, Chu Lihui and Kong Qi sat in the back seat. The chauffeur drove them back. Cousin, that Miss Tang has a good personality. I think she's very cute. It's just that she likes to raise bugs. She almost scared me. But those cleaning bugs are really amazing. They're even better than the cleaners. Kong Qi smiled and glanced at Chu Lihui. What are you trying to say? Ah, it's like this, cousin. I feel that something is wrong with Shi Jing. From a woman's intuition, I think that Shi Jing doesn't like Miss Tang. You know what happened between Shi Jing and Xie Qingxue, right? Kong Qi nodded. I know. At that time, you were so desperate for Shi Jing that you completely forgot that you were a member of the Chu family. Every time my aunt called my mother, she would talk about this matter. I also heard that you often make things difficult for Xie Qingxue at banquets, ostracizing and isolating her. But every time, Shi Jing would be able to turn the tide and help Xie Qingxue regain her face, while ruthlessly slapping you in the face, making you lose all face. Okay, cousin, don't talk about the past. Right now, I don't like Shi Jing at all. I just find this matter very strange. Chu Lihui whispered, when Xie Qingxue was critically ill, the doctor said that she only had a year left. But a while ago, she suddenly recovered. Cousin, don't you think this is strange? It is a little strange. Chu Lihui looked at Kong Qi's nonchalant expression and sighed. Originally, I only wanted to find out how Xie Qingxue recovered. Could it be that some famous doctor saved her? If that was true, I would tell Aunt this good news. She would be very happy to hear it. Then I would ask a famous doctor to help you recuperate and let you live a few more years. Aunt wouldn't be so sad then. I didn't think that in the end, the investigation would lead to Shi Jing. There was no famous doctor at all. Maybe they were too confident and didn't try to hide it. Kong Chi finally reacted. What are you trying to say? The peak. Chapter 31-23. Cousin, that Miss Tang knows how to raise goo. Don't you think the so-called cleansing goo is very magical? Chu Lihui said while observing Kong Chi's expression. It was a pity that no matter what happened, this cousin of hers would always have that calm and collected look on his face. It could be said that even if Mount Tai collapsed, his expression would not change. The world is big and full of strange things. It's not strange for there to be such a capable person like Miss Tang. Kong Chi accepted it very well. Even those cleansing goo were things he had never seen before. Chu Lihui suddenly found it strange. Cousin, why are you addressing Miss Tang as Miss Tang? I remember that you used to address her as Mrs. Shi. Chu Lihui suddenly came to a realization. Could it be that you can tell that Shi Jing doesn't like Miss Tang? Miss Tang looks to be 17 or 18 years old. She hasn't reached the age of marriage yet. She's so young, I suspect that she was deceived by Shi Jing. Kong Chi's gaze fell on Chu Lihui's face. He still had that gentle expression, and no one could see any change in him. What do you mean? We'll have to go back to just now. I said before that Xie Qingshue's recovery was very strange. She was clearly judged to have less than a year to live, but now she's alive and kicking. Because of this, the Shi family doesn't object to her being with Shi Jing. Chu Lihui said, the strange thing is, according to my investigation, when one's life was about to come to an end, Shi Jing left her side and even used the excuse of going abroad. But what I found out is that Shi Jing didn't go abroad, but went to a very remote place. Chu Lihui said what she knew, but seeing Kong Chi's calm expression, she felt a little helpless. Cousin, although your body isn't good and you can't be agitated, can't you have a normal reaction? For example, show some curious eyes and ask me what you find strange. Kong Chi only smiled and looked at Chu Lihui. Then what do you want to do now? If it's really as I guessed, Shi Jing deceived Miss Tang's feelings and cheated her of some magical medicine to save Xie Qingxue. I don't want Miss Tang to be like me. When she finds out the truth, I don't know if she'll go crazy. Kong Chi said with a smile in his eyes, she won't go crazy. She might release insects to bite them to death. Cousin, it's not good to joke around and gloat at this time, right? Miss Tang is young and has been deceived. As adults, we should think of a way to stop it. Save a pure, innocent, and kind little girl from being hurt by Shi Jing. Chu Lihui muttered, initially, I was quite impressed with Shi Jing and Xie Qingshue's relationship. After all, they're so deep. Even if I've suffered quite a bit, I have to admit that I was blind in the past and suffered losses. It's my own fault. But in order to save Xie Qingxue, Shi Jing hurt another little girl. I can't stand it. What if your guess is wrong? Kong Chi asked. Although he didn't think Chu Lihui's guess was wrong, according to the information he had investigated, Chu Lihui's guess was very close to the truth. The results of his investigation were slightly more than what Chu Lihui knew. The reason why Xie Qingxue was able to recover was because of the Miaojiang's sacred medicine. Vertex. Chapter 31-24. I know that we need evidence for this kind of thing. We can't just randomly accuse people. Cousin, don't worry. Although I'm biased towards Shi Qing, I won't do things like wrongly accuse people. Chu Lihui thought for a moment and said, I plan to build a good relationship with Miss Tang first. I'll ask her indirectly about how things developed between her and Shi Jing. Then, I'll be able to determine if Shi Jing is lying to her. Also, cousin, arrange for someone to keep an eye on Shijing and Xie. I have a feeling that they won't break up. Chu Lihui thought that she would have to beg this seemingly easy to get along with, but in fact, he was not sentimental at all before he would agree to help her. Unexpectedly, Kong Qi nodded and agreed. Okay, I'll arrange for someone to keep an eye on them. Cousin, have you found your conscience? Do you feel that you didn't protect me well before and that Shijing always bullied me? Now you feel that you owe me and want to make it up to me, right? To be honest, this was the first time she felt that it was good to have a cousin. Although this cousin's existence had been a shadow in her life since she was young. The reason was that her cousin was too amazing. She didn't know how his brain worked. Every time she thought that she had a breakthrough, she didn't expect that it was just someone else's leftovers. It was a tragedy of life. However, her mother would always talk in front of her from time to time. It would be great if her cousin was her son. If possible, she would rather exchange 10 of her for him. Kong Qi didn't explain anything and let Chu Lihui enjoy herself by the side. He gently turned the jade ring on his thumb and lowered his eyes, deep in thought. The memory in his mind was of the little girl who sat in the dark corner of the banquet and appeared in front of him, eating happily. The way the other party was eating so happily actually made him feel very satisfied. Even if he didn't eat those things, he was already a little full. He could tell that Shijing didn't like Tanggua. As for why he interfered in such an unimportant matter, he wasn't sure if it was for Chu Lihui's sake or for some other reason. As for the so-called sacred medicine of Miaojiang, he just laughed it off. This kind of thing could only be found by chance. Even if he asked for it, he might not get it. Even if he got it, he would have to pay a price. Moreover, he knew that the sacred medicine could only be used by people from the Holy Gu tribe. Shijing and Tanggua's marriage might have been for this reason. The next day, Chu Lihui excitedly went out to look for Tanggua. But as soon as she opened the door, she saw Kong Qi standing at the door. Cousin, you came over so early in the morning. Did you know that I was going to look for Miss Tang and were worried about me going to the Shi family alone? Were you afraid that I would be bullied, so you specially came over to send me over? Chu Lihui was overjoyed. A cousin like this was what a real cousin should be like. That cousin of hers who would always tease her with a smile must have been possessed by someone else. Cousin now, he was her cousin who had regained control over his body. Kong Qi did not seem to notice Chu Lihui's narcissistic look and said, yesterday afternoon, Miss Tang had already moved to another villa with Shijing. You won't be able to find her at the Shi residence. Where? Kong Qi gave Chu Lihui the address. Chu Lihui nodded, then cousin, let's go. It's rare for you to be willing to protect me. Kong Qi smiled and didn't say anything. This little cousin's IQ had never been high. It was useless no matter how much he explained. Peek. Chapter 31-25. Shijing arranged for Tanggua to stay in another villa. He remembered that Chu Lihui had come to look for Tanggua several times. Although he did not see her looking for trouble, he was a little afraid that Chu Lihui would spout nonsense and sow discord in front of Tanggua. Most importantly, he was afraid that Chu Lihui would mention Xie Qingshua's existence. If that happened, Tanggua would misunderstand and listen to Chu Lihui's words and harm Xie Qingxue. Therefore, after moving into the new villa, Shijing took the initiative to tell Tanggua about Chu Lihui. I have some conflicts with the Chu family in the past, so their attitude towards me is not good. As Shijing spoke, he observed Tanggua's expression. Don't take what Mom said before to heart. There's nothing between Chu Lihui and me. All this time, it was Mom who wanted to set us up. I never agreed. Regarding this matter, Shi Jing spoke frankly and frankly. Looking at Tangua's clear eyes, which seemed to be filled with love, he softened his tone. You don't care about Mom's attitude. If you don't get along, don't go over so often in the future. He was a little afraid. Tangua had been there all this time. After he scolded her for causing trouble, Tangua was clearly not the kind of person who would swallow her anger. Just like before, when she released the worms to clean the house, she might have done that because she was angry. It was also because she was a straightforward person that she chose such a direct method. Nothing would happen to her, but he was a little worried that his mother would be tormented and get hurt. This time it was the cleansing worm. Who knew what kind of terrifying worm it would be next time? After this time, Shi Jing was even more respectful of the worms in Tangua's hands. He wondered how many strange worms she had in her hands. So that's how it is. Previously at the banquet, Miss Chu did indeed come in a threatening manner, looking particularly aggressive. But this time, Miss Chu wasn't fierce at all. She should be a person of principle. She knew that we were married, so she didn't come to disturb us. Tangua's eyes lit up as she said happily, in that case, Miss Chu isn't that annoying. Since Big Brother Shi Jing said that there's nothing between us, I naturally believe you. If there's really something between you and Miss Chu, you'll still marry me, right? If there's someone you like, how can you marry someone else and live together for the rest of your life? Anyway, I can't do that. This was a very normal sentence, but Shi Jing felt a little uncomfortable when he heard it. Because he had someone he liked in his heart and even married someone he didn't like that. But he had no other choice. If he did not marry Tangua, Xie Qingshue's death. In order for Xie Qingxue, he had no other choice. Although Chu Lihui doesn't look like much, she's an unforgiving person. She's full of tricks. For safety's sake, you have to be on guard against her. Be careful that she doesn't sow discord between you two, Shi Jing warned. Tangua nodded. I know. Big Brother Shi Jing, don't worry. Even if she comes to sow discord, I won't believe it. I only believe what you say. System, you're tricking the puppy again. Yes for AA. After reminding her repeatedly, Shi Jing gave Tangua a card and then went to work with a peace of mind. In order to prevent Tangua from always thinking about going back, Shi Jing found all kinds of fun things for her to play. He had people teach her how to play, hoping to keep her in this charming secular world. When Chu Lihui and Kong Qi came, Tangua was in the living room. She was sitting on the carpeted floor and happily playing games. Chapter 31-26. Miss Tang, we meet again. Chu Lihui smiled and sat beside Tangua. Are you playing games? Miss Chu, do you want to play together? Chu Lihui clearly felt that Tangua did not have any hostility towards her. She thought in her heart that this was really a naive and pure girl. Shi Jing was a 25-year-old man. How could he bear to lie to her? Wasn't he ashamed? I also like to play games. I'm very happy to play with Miss Tang. Chu Lihui had already started playing with Tangua. As for Kong Qi, who was abandoned, he did not care at all. He found a seat and sat there, staring at the two of them and the game on the screen. Chu Lihui played while chatting with Tangua. As they chatted, they talked about where Tangua came from and what her family did. Tangua said everything that she could say. Because they were now good sisters, it was very normal for her to reveal things about her family. It was not strange at all. Other than some secrets about the Holy Gu tribe, Tangua told her everything in detail, including how she met Shi Jing, got together with him, and how they got married. She was afraid that Chu Lihui did not understand, so she explained in detail. System, you've done your best. Chu Lihui secretly looked at Kong Chi, as if saying, see, I knew that scum Shi Jing must have deceived the girl's feelings. Actually, I've also learned about Miaojiang before. I heard that there are very mysterious things there. First of all, there are goo worms. At first, I was still doubting how such things could exist. But after seeing the cleansing goo that day, I no longer doubted it. Chu Lihui said this to draw out the sacred medicine. She wanted to test how Shi Jing obtained the sacred medicine and what excuse he used to tell Tang Guo that he wanted to use the sacred medicine. Oh right, I also heard that your Holy Gu tribe has a sacred medicine that can bring the dead back to life. Is there such a miraculous medicine? Tang Guo was stunned for a moment, then nodded. There is indeed such a medicine. Although it is very powerful, there is no way to save a person who is really dead. This medicine can only save people who are still alive. That's still very mysterious. Chu Lihui did not continue asking. Some things were asked too urgently, it would make the other party suspicious. You rarely play outside, right? Tang Guo nodded. This is my first time coming out to play. If it wasn't for Big Brother Shi Jing, I wouldn't have thought of coming out. Although these things are fun, I also have fun playing with goo in the mountains. Do you have a lot of goo? A lot. I'll show you when I have time. Chu Lihui braced herself and nodded. That would be my honor. She believed that many girls were afraid of insects, even if these insects did not actively harm people. It's boring to play at home all day. Let me take you out to play. You and I hit it off quite well. Chu Lihui successfully tricked Tang Guo into going out. What did a girl like to do? Of course, it was shopping. The two of them went to 5 shopping malls in one go, but they were still not satisfied. Tang Guo had already noticed the cold sweat on Kong Chi's forehead. She stopped and tugged at Chu Lihui. Lihui, there seems to be something wrong with brother Kong Chi. Tang Guo had already walked to Kong Chi's side and touched his wrist. In the end, she took out a bottle of medicine from her pocket and poured a pill into Kong Chi's mouth. Chu Lihui did not have time to stop her. Although this little girl was innocent and would not harm her cousin, medicine could not be taken carelessly. Could it be that her cousin was really uncomfortable? He actually did not resist. System, resist. You can't wait. Resist my ass. Peek. Chapter 31-27. Brother Kong Chi, are you feeling better? Tang Guo asked. Chu Lihui had already rushed over and helped Tang Guo to help Kong Chi into his seat. The two of them stared at Kong Chi. They didn't know if it was the effect of the pill, but Kong Chi looked a lot more energetic. Chu Lihui thought that it was an illusion. There couldn't be such a miraculous medicine there. Kong Chi nodded. I'm already feeling much better. I've already called the driver to come over. We can't continue shopping today. Chu Lihui looked apologetic. Seeing that Kong Chi was fine, she was relieved. Cousin's health hasn't been good since he was young. It's always been like this. Today, I had too much fun and forgot about my cousin, who was a patient. Xiaoguo, luckily you found out early. Cousin, and you, why didn't you say anything if you weren't feeling well? If you lost your life, it wouldn't matter to you, but the people around you would be sad, especially Aunt. You don't care about yourself, how sad would Aunt be? Kong Chi, I know what I'm doing. I was just about to call the driver over. Kong Chi felt a little innocent. He really did know what he was doing. He just looked a little scary, but it was nothing serious. He just walked for a long time and his body was a little tired. In addition, the mall was warmer, so his face was always pale. The sweat on his forehead was because of the heat. When he occasionally passed by cool places, his sweat naturally turned into cold sweat. He was really just a little tired. There wasn't anything wrong with his body. But with his cousin's IQ, he couldn't be bothered to explain. However, when Tanguo suddenly gave him a pill, he actually swallowed it without thinking. This made him feel a little strange. She was clearly a stranger, but she casually gave him an unknown pill. Not only did he not resist or guard against it, he even subconsciously opened his mouth and swallowed it. If someone wanted to prank him today, they might have succeeded. Of course, he thought about it carefully. If it was someone else, he probably wouldn't have swallowed it. Also, after taking the pill, he did feel that his body had gained some strength. His heart wasn't as fast as before, and it was a little uncomfortable. Especially the tiredness from before, it was swept away. That pill seemed a little magical. Kong Chi only glanced at Tang Guo and didn't look at her carefully. He didn't stare at the pill in her hand either. Some things were taboo. If others could take it out to help him, he shouldn't push his luck. System, what are you being so polite for? We're all family. If you want it, the great host will definitely give it to you. Besides, this pill was specially made for you by the host after you appeared. Brother Kong Chi, take this bottle of pills. I think it should be useful for you. This is our sacred Gu tribe's medicine for nourishing the body. Since it's helpful to you, I'll give it to you. Tang Guo had a naive and enthusiastic look on her face. Chu Lihui and Kong Chi didn't suspect anything. He only felt that this young lady was really very pure. Xiao Guo, this medicine should be very precious, right? Although Chu Lihui really wanted it, she secretly glanced at Kong Chi. We didn't help you with anything. This isn't very good. Kong Chi also nodded. It's not very good. Forget it. The formula and ingredients for such a good medicine must be very rare. What are you being so polite for? Just take it. My medicine was made by me. It's not too difficult. It's just that it takes some time. Tang Guo stuffed the bottle of medicine into Kong Chi's hand. After leaving the mountain, I haven't come out to play like this. I had a lot of fun today. Thank you for playing with me. I also bought so many things. Moreover, Lihui paid for me a few times. Just take it as reciprocity. Chu Lihui really wanted to say, cousin, take it. Really, you need this medicine. At most, she would compensate Tang Guo well later. For the sake of this medicine, she wouldn't let Shi Jing bully Tang Guo. I really do need this kind of medicine. Kong Chi didn't refuse this time. However, this medicine is rare. Its value can't be calculated with money. Just take it that I owe you a favor. If you need help in the future, you can come find me. Tang Guo hurriedly nodded. She looked very straightforward. Then give me your contact. I'll give you a call when I need it. Otherwise, I won't be able to contact you. Okay. Kong Chi smiled and gave her his phone number. At the same time, he also saved Tang Guo's number. System, okay. Just like that, I got her phone number. Peek. Chapter 31-28. After today's interaction, Chu Lihui and Tang Guo became closer. The next day, Chu Lihui came to ask Tang Guo out again. She actually wanted to tell Tang Guo about Shi Jing's past as soon as possible, but when she heard Tang Guo say that Shi Jing was a good brother, she didn't know how to say it. Moreover, Shi Jing really didn't have any contact with Xie Qingxue now, and Tang Guo liked Shi Jing so much, even if she said something, Xie Qingxue might think that it was Shi Jing's past and not care so much. She might think that the past was the past and that she was with Jing now, so there was no need to be entangled with the past. The main thing was that Chu Lihue was afraid that she didn't have any evidence to say it. Not only would Tangua not believe her, but she would also think that she was trying to drive a wedge between them. Her past identity was quite awkward. Cousin, what do you think we should do to let Xiaogua know about Jing's past? I've thought about it, and if I say this, it won't be credible. Basically, people who know me will think that I'm trying to drive a wedge between them because I don't want Tangua and Jing to be happy. Cousin, think of a way. You took the medicine that Xiaogua gave you last time, and the effect was quite good. Didn't the laboratory not produce any results? However, some of the analyzed components are very precious. So, cousin, don't just take advantage of her and don't ask about it. This young lady is innocent and kind. This time, she was deceived badly by Jing. It's true that Jing lied to her, but if Jing really broke up with Xie Qingxue and wants to deceive her for the rest of her life, she might not be happy if we say it. Kong Qi frowned slightly. Although he also had the urge to break up Tangua and Jing, he didn't want to. This kind of strange thought made him feel a little strange. But the reality was that if Jing Ruo really broke up with Xie Qingxue, he could peacefully be with Tangua. No one could interfere in this matter. Cousin, do you really think that Jing and Xie Qingxue can really break up? Back then, they had faced all kinds of pressure and danger, but they had not been separated. Just because Jing got married and got together with someone else doesn't mean they can forget about each other, Chu Lihue mumbled. Just wait and see. One day, they will meet again. Since you're so sure, why are you still worried? Kong Qi asked with a smile. I just feel that if Jing continues to waste time like this, he will still end up with Xie Qingxue in the future. Isn't that wasting Xiaogua's youth? Xiaogua will be so sad when this happens in the future. Kong Qi nodded. What you said is not without reason. Why don't we take her out to play when we have time? Let her get to know a few more people and make some friends. Even if something happens in the future, there will still be many friends with her. She should be able to get out of this quickly. That's all we can do now. If Jing and Xie Qingxue didn't see each other and didn't rekindle their old flame, she really had no reason to interfere. Cousin, did you send someone to keep an eye on Jing and Xie Qingxue's whereabouts? Kong Qi nodded. I've already arranged it. He promised that no matter where Jing and Xie Qingxue went, he would be able to know their movements at any time. Even a fly beside the two of them could not escape his eyes. Cousin, I suddenly feel like eating hot pot. I plan to ask Xiaogua out to eat hot pot. Come with us. With your courage, I won't be afraid. Kong Qi's lips curved into a smile. Wanting to eat hot pot is fake. You really want to covet me, right? The peak. Chapter 31-29. Being exposed by Kong Qi was within Chu Lihue's expectations. Ever since she was young, she had never won. If it wasn't for her big cousin helping to solve the Chu family's crisis, they would still be at loggerheads. Alright, it was actually her who couldn't tolerate his existence. Her big cousin had never been someone she could scheme against. Forget it, I can't hide anything from you. I'll go and ask Xiaogua out alone. Chu Lihue smiled as she called Tangua, telling her to wait at home and that she would pick her up later. After she finished the call, she suddenly realized that Kong Qi was already changing his shoes. Cousin, what are you doing? Chu Lihue was a little curious. Are you going out? Aren't we eating hot pot? Kong Qi asked. The driver is already waiting outside. You offended Mrs. Sher too much last time, so Auntie asked me to help take care of you. That's not very good. Don't you feel uncomfortable watching us eat? Chu Lihui felt a little apologetic. Why don't you not go? Kong Chi had already opened the door and walked out. Chu Lihui shook her head and followed behind. You're the one who insisted on going. By the way, when we eat, can you sit beside Xiaoguo? Why? I'm single now. If you sit beside me, what if someone misunderstands? Some handsome guys with potential will definitely be scared away when they see a handsome guy sitting beside me. It's your fault that I can't get married in the future. The problem will be solved if you sit beside Xiaoguo. You can also help Xiaoguo block the suitors so that others won't come up to her and annoy her. Chu Lihui thought that this was a very good reason. She really thought so. Now that she had let go of Shi Jing, she wanted to find a better handsome guy. Most importantly, she wanted him to be attracted to her and like her. After going through so much, she wanted to know what it felt like to be liked, pursued, and loved by someone. Host, Chu Lihui is here to ask you out for hot pot. Do you think your cutie will go? Tang Gua had already changed her clothes and was waiting for Chu Lihui to come over. What do you think? System, if it was someone else, he probably wouldn't come. However, since Chu Lihui is the host, he will definitely come. However, he's not in good health, so he probably can't eat spicy food like hot pot. Heavens, host, I found a very pitiful man. His wife is married to someone else, but he still has to watch someone else eat hot pot. It's too miserable. The system said in surprise, but in fact, it was going crazy with joy. Alright, you feel uncomfortable if you don't tease him for a day, right? The system giggled. Host, you've forgotten that I'm a system. I don't have a heart. Tang Gua held her chin and pondered. I don't believe it. Let's open it and see. Hearing this, the system quickly begged for mercy. Chu Lihui had not arrived yet. The system watched as Tang Gua packed the bottles into her handbag. It could not help but say sourly, Dear host, you really put a lot of thought into this. Were you worried that something would happen to that guy and we wouldn't be able to save him in time? You even gave him all kinds of special heart-saving pills. Saving a life is better than building a 7-floor pagoda. System, he thinks that's bullshit. Sob sob sob. It seemed that the host's attention was being stolen by that guy. Dear host, the group is very lively now. Since you have time, do you want to take a look? Peek. Chapter 31:30. The system inadvertently glanced at the situation in the group and hurriedly told Tang Gua. Tang Gua took out her phone. The system had helped to connect the messages in the group to her phone. Even if others saw it, they would only think that it was an ordinary chat group and would not suspect anything strange. Shengguan Yungu, thank you for your care recently. I have escaped danger and returned to the capital. The capital is very safe. Those people will not dare to touch me again. However, they should not know that I have returned. The thing that Senior Qi Shao gave me can really help me hide. No one will know that I have returned to the prince's mansion. Tang Guo looked at this paragraph and thought in her heart, of course. Qi Shao was an immortal, and an immortal who was good at refining tools. Even the worst thing in his hand would be enough for Shengguan Yungu to use. Qi Shao, you are welcome. Since you are here, you are our partner. It was only right for partners to help each other. Ziyun, that's right. We can't wait for you to live longer. That's right, the sword technique that Brother Emo gave you, are you persisting in practicing? Although that thing isn't good for us, it's not a good thing. As long as you are willing to practice hard, you will achieve something in the end. However, if you want to achieve something, you cannot have too many desires in the mortal world. If you are busy fighting for power, your achievements will be limited. Tang Guo was very surprised. What did this Shangguan Yungu do to make Mo Yuntian give him a sword technique? Listening to this, if this sword technique was practiced to the extreme, there would be a miracle. Mo Yuntian, Brother Ziyun is right. If you can practice this sword technique to the extreme, I can teach you more advanced sword techniques. However, at that time, you will have to take me as your master. This set of basic sword techniques can be considered a test for you. People with bad temperament and tied down by worldly power will not be able to practice to the extreme. As the saying goes, if you give up something, you will gain something. Everything depends on you. Shangguan Yungu, thank you, Senior Mo, for your warning. I am now firmly seated in the position of prince, yet I still have to worry about these things. It's only because the new emperor is still young and has just ascended the throne. I promised my brother that I would help the new emperor secure the throne. When the new emperor doesn't need me anymore, I will focus on my swordsmanship and won't disappoint Senior Mo. The more Tang Guo watched, the more surprised she was, especially when she realized that Mo Yuntian was so serious about someone. From the looks of it, as long as there were no accidents and Shangguan Yungu obediently practiced the sword, Mo Yuntian would really accept him as a disciple. School beauty, big brother Mo, what are you guys talking about? I saw that you said you wanted to teach Shangguan Yungu swordsmanship. Shangguan Yungu, hello, Senior Campus Belle. Although he didn't know why this Senior Campus Belle had such a strange name, since she addressed Senior Mo as Big Brother, it shouldn't be wrong for him to address her as Senior. Recently, he had been in the group every day and chatted with the people in the group. He knew that this senior called the school belle was very respected by everyone in the group. If he really became Mo Yuntian's disciple in the future, then he would have to address the school belle as martial aunt. This magical place had given him a chance to be reborn. If this place hadn't appeared, he might have really died and couldn't fulfill his brother's last wish. The new emperor was only 11 years old this year. He had to assist the new emperor for at least 4 to 5 years before the new emperor could grow up. The peak. Chapter 31-31. Tang Guo. Why did he have to call her Senior? Mo Yuntian, sister, you're here. It's like this. You haven't been chatting with us recently. We've been chatting with Yungu every day and found out about his situation. Based on his description, his body should have suffered a lot of damage. Ziyun gave him some pills, Qi Xiao gave him some defensive weapons, and I've decided to give him a set of basic sword techniques. After practicing it for a few days, he should be able to keep himself alive. It wasn't easy for someone to come, and we don't want him to die in 2 days. Originally, we just wanted to help him solve his urgent problem, but we didn't expect him to be able to do so well after practicing it for a day. Later, I threw him a talent plate to test. His talent is excellent, and he's very suitable to practice my sword techniques. That's how you saw it. In the past, Sister reminded us that we can't give out techniques casually. With such a good seedling in front of us, I don't want to miss it. So, the basic techniques are equivalent to giving him a test. If he succeeds, I'll take him as my disciple. After reading Mo Yuntian's words, Tang Guo understood that Shangguan Yungu's talent was good, and Mo Yuntian cherished it. It had been a long time since the last time he took in a disciple. Mo Yuntian couldn't help but think of the only disciple he took in, Lang Yiling. Until now, he still sighed. After that experience, he felt that it was very important to cultivate a disciple's temperament. Looking at the disciples his sister took in, they all had good temperaments. He understood that in cultivation, strength and temperament should coexist to be able to go far. After chatting with the people in the group for a while, the system reminded Tang Guo that Chu Lihui and Kong Chi had arrived. The three of them went to a hotpot restaurant. Perhaps because of Kong Chi's condition, Chu Lihui ordered a double hotpot. Kong Chi could eat some of the clear soup. When the dishes were served, Chu Lihui and Tang Guo ate heartily. Kong Chi slowly picked up a few slices of winter melon and boiled them in the clear soup. His gaze was on the red soup, especially when he saw Tang Guo eating so happily. He ate a few slices of winter melon in succession. From his expression, there was nothing special about it. He even seemed to be very satisfied. Chu Lihui couldn't help but shake her head. This cousin of hers must have masochistic tendencies. Looking at others eating so happily, he could only eat vegetables and a small amount of meat. He couldn't even eat chili. Wasn't that torture? In order to protect her, her cousin had really worked hard. System, you're worrying too much. Host, look at that person. He keeps watching you eat. Don't you find him pitiful? Tang Guo, although I really want to persuade him to eat, for the sake of his health, it's better for him to watch me eat. Swallow a few pills first. It shouldn't be a problem. The system really sympathized with Kong Chi. He couldn't eat this and couldn't eat that. It didn't know how he had survived since he was young. Tongzi, I'm not sure if you've heard of a story before, Tang Guo said to the system as she ate the hotpot with relish. A wolf had been a vegetarian since it was young. One day, it suddenly tasted meat and ate a piece of meat. From then on, it knew how delicious meat was. It could no longer endure the days of being a vegetarian. It would definitely think of ways to eat meat. No matter if it was mutton or human meat, as long as it was meat, it would want to eat it. The more it couldn't eat, the more it would think. As it thought and thought, it would start to hunt and look for meat to eat. Peak. Chapter 31-32. If I remind Kong Chi today that he can eat hotpot after taking a few pills without any side effects, he might have already tasted the taste of hotpot. Maybe later on, he won't be able to control himself. Even if he knows that it's bad for his body, he will still eat it. Even if he knows that he will die, he will still eat it. How dangerous is that? System, got it. You're just afraid that he will secretly eat hotpot and then die, right? Brother Kong Chi, have you eaten red soup hotpot before? Tang Guo was a little full and couldn't help but ask about other things. Kong Chi smiled and shook his head. My body doesn't allow me to eat it. Hotpot is actually just like that. It's not that delicious. Tang Guo wiped the corner of her mouth and said seriously, if you eat too much, you will easily get heaty. Blisters will form at the corner of your mouth. You might even have a stomachache or even diarrhea. It's really not good for your body. System, laughing to death. Chu Lihui was also surprised by these serious words, especially when she saw the several seasoning bowls in front of Tang Guo that were almost used up. She also saw the waiter continuously coming over to take away the empty plates. With so many things, Tang Guo must have eaten a lot, right? Kong Chi was indeed dumbfounded by Tang Guo's remarks. If it weren't for Tang Guo's satisfied look and the oil stains on her lips, he might have believed her nonsense. The hot pot wasn't that delicious anymore. Tang Guo's eyes were filled with tears. If it really wasn't that delicious, then why did she eat so much? Did she think that he didn't see it? Other than picking up some food for himself, he was basically watching her eat. Moreover, she ordered so many slices of meat and changed the seasoning bowls one after another. How could he not smell the fragrance coming from them? Actually, eating less chili and these oily foods is better for the body. Kong Chi looked at Tang Guo's innocent face as she said these words. He couldn't maintain his smile. The problem was, could you continue to eat while saying that these things weren't good for you? Wasn't this giving him a wrong example? Chu Lihui laughed crazily in her heart. Had her cousin met his match? Shi Jing knew that Tang Guo and Chu Lihui had been close recently. After observing them for a while, he found that Tang Guo's attitude towards him had not changed. He knew that Chu Lihui didn't say anything strange. Otherwise, with Tang Guo's temperament, she would have asked him long ago. He was relieved. Just like that, Tang Guo went down the mountain and stayed for more than a year. During this time, she did not return to the Holy Gu tribe even once. The clansmen and the patriarch did not urge her. They were also very relieved. After all, Tang Guo often contacted them. Furthermore, the current Holy Venomous Gu clan was undergoing changes every day. Under Tang Guo's reminder, the married clansmen also went to complete the formalities. The members of the Holy Gu tribe already understood that in this era, they had to register their marriage to be considered legal husband and wife. In this regard, they also reminded Tang Guo that when she reached the age, she should go and get the marriage certificate with Shi Jing to avoid any mistakes. This year, Chu Lihui would ask Tang Guo out every 2 or 3 days. Kong Chi would basically be there every time. He was rarely absent. He didn't know if Chu Lihui did it on purpose, but she would always take Tang Guo to eat delicious food. In any case, it was food that Kong Chi couldn't eat. Kong Chi didn't seem to break down even once. He was even happy to watch them eat. During this time, Tang Guo prescribed some pills for Kong Chi. Ever since he took the pills that Tang Guo prescribed, Kong Chi's body was much better than before. On this day, Kong Chi received a piece of news. Xie Qingxue was getting married. Peek, you're tuning into the LoveLore Library YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.